catch some of this banner while we talk before we go live. So yeah, man, that's good. You got your workout on and everything, man. And I didn't get no work. I didn't get a chance to get a workout in today. I've been busy, but I know I'm gonna get mine on Saturday morning. The dude be killing us, man.
Yeah, so we do 10 miles on Saturday and then 20 miles.
10 miles, huh? Woo wee. That's a long.
Yeah. So 30 a week. Yeah, I'm feeling it.
Y'all do it 10 miles a day?
Not 10 miles. Yeah, 10 miles Saturday, and then we do 20 miles on Wednesday. Yeah, I should start light, but I do like 6 miles like every other. Well, like on Monday and Tuesday, I'll do 6 miles a day, and then Wednesday I'll try to go ahead. This was the first time I did the 21.
I'm sitting here thinking how far I would have to run to go. I'm thinking how far 20 miles is. I would have to run to a certain part of town to do 20 miles. Hey.
Oh, I'm not running.
Oh, y'all walking? What, y'all riding bike?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Whew. Oh, hell no. Hell no.
I'm great to say, man, yeah, I'm sitting up here feeling some kind of way, Jennis.
No.
What's that?
20 miles.
Oh. He said run.
That's what I thought at first.
Oh, shit.
Hell no. Riding bike.
No, you riding that bike, man.
now that I can get with. I can get with that. I know it's still brutal, but
it's brutal.
But it's much better than trying to run.
Yeah.
Man, I ran a quarter of a mile on Monday, and that was the dumbest shit I've done in a long time.
Oh, you said a quarter mile, huh? You were
quarter mile,
right
man. Quarter mile. That was some dumb shit.
We're home like, what's wrong? Everything hurt. That's what's wrong.
Nah, man. Look, if you got bad knees, right, all that pressure just goes straight on your back, and then your ankles and your calves and your knees are like, tricked you. And then you get home and you can't walk. Stuff crack and all that whatnot. But I was good. I was good today. I got back into it today.
Hey, J-Mac.
Yeah.
J-Mac, I need you to do me a favor, okay? Before Boo get on this live, I need you to remove that background. Oh, he's on here?
Before who get on here?
Before Boo, James get on here. I need you to remove that.
Oh, he's on here.
He's on.
Okay, take that down, please. Because I don't even want to I don't want to start with that. I don't want to get into that.
Nah, we getting into that.
No, we're not. Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah, we gonna talk about it.
It's real.
What's up? What's up, Kyan and James?
How you doing?
What's up?
Man, you sound like Teddy Riley right now, man. You better. What's up with the vocal?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, let me see if I can try to get it fixed. I don't know what's going on.
That's better.
Oh.
Let me get this set here so we can go live here.
How do I sound? Are you good?
Yeah.
Okay.
What? Hang on. What's the nice topic?
I thought we were doing Last Dance and Tonya Harding tonight.
Okay, cool. I'm setting it up right now.
What you drinking on?
Wine, just some wine, some Malbec, just chilling.
You said wine.
Yeah. I gotta work tomorrow, man. Like I can't go crazy tonight.
I gotta work tomorrow too.
Okay, so I care about my job. No, I'm just kidding.
I love my job, sir.
No, I'm just messing with you.
I know.
I'm gonna go get my charger from my phone right now. I'll be right back. Damn. I'm ready, dog.
Man, y'all look excited, man. Y'all look so excited.
Hey, y'all not gonna
ready to go.
Look, them comments y'all making online, they were excited.
Ooh. Okay, here we go.
Excitement.
We're getting ready to go.
Right? That's why I'm like I'm gonna stay quiet until we get on the show. Ain't gonna say anything. Just gonna read them. We'll go from there.
Oh, you got the comments in front of y'all. Okay.
Oh no, I'm talking about no. Well, yeah, I got my other phone, but I'm talking about them comments y'all were making online.
Oh Lord.
last few days.
We can jump right in, huh?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure that out. I know. I spent most of last night putting bump on all the posts so they go to the top, all the ones for Jordan or against Jordan.
All right, fellas, we are live now. FTSE. We came in tonight. We're going to talk about some more of The Last Dance. We're also going to talk a little bit about the Tonya Harding story. I think it's interesting. I was thinking about that the other day. ESPN is going to do a special on her, and they asked the question: did not excusing her criminal behavior, but did society's standard for beauty push her over the edge, or help push her over the edge, so to speak?
Yeah.
That she would never, ever have a chance to win. Looking at Nancy Kerrigan or whatever her name is.
That's right.
And so she would never be able to win, and the odds were stacked against her no matter what she did. So she wouldn't hire the hitman, basically.
Listen, like I can't
take the girl's knees off.
Yeah, I'll wait till we get there. Whew. Man.
But those are the topics tonight, and I don't know. We seem to have some squeaky background noise. Is that you, Brandon?
Yeah, probably. I gotta make a ride real quick, so I'm still in here though.
Oh, that's all right. If you could probably just mute then.
Yeah, you got the radio on?
It was my windows. My windows was down.
Okay.
Let's say, is he running from the conversation? We haven't even started yet.
Nah, we're good.
My man's like, I'm out. I'm gonna leave.
I ain't going nowhere. We're good.
So that's where we are. So we can go either way. We can start with Tonya Harding, or we can go into The Last Dance again. Whichever way you want to go, Jennis.
Oh, you saying you put it on me?
Yes, sir.
Let's go Tonya Harding, because
Okay.
by the time I get rolling, I don't want to be talking about Tonya and Nancy.
All right. So with that being said, then I expressed some of my opinion about that situation. What are your thoughts on that, Kenyon?
So, like, there's a lot of issues with the whole Tonya Harding, Nancy Kerrigan thing. Like, for example, you got the issue with figure skating just in general, only liking a certain type of skater.
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching a documentary about Sarah Bonelli, who skated for France, and how, because she was a black skater, how she couldn't get any love either, because they're like, oh, well, she's too athletic and she can't be out there and she can't do the things she's doing just because she happened to be black. So you got Tonya, who was basically this poor white trash story, coming out skating, and was skating well. And figure skating was like, nah, that's not what we do.
Hang on one second, brother. Hey,
Yeah.
Brandon. Yeah, you're we're getting feedback. If you can mute, that'd be appreciated. Okay, cool. All right, go ahead.
No, you're good. So, as I was saying, with Tonya Harding, like, she's this poor white trash story basically, and figure skating is like, no, we don't like the way you skate, so we are not going to support you. Nancy Kerrigan is who we want. That's that type of skater that we're going to put out there. We're going to promote. We're going to push. And so, of course, Tonya, being Tonya, got around the wrong folks, abused her whole life. Was like, she found somebody, her man, her husband was like, we can take care of this for you. And she's like, all right, take care of it.
Right.
And to this day, I would say, like, I don't think she ever made the conversation and said, I want you to take her legs out. But I think the conversation went like, we'll take care of it. She's like, okay, cool. Just don't kill her. All right, cool.
Whatever, take care of me, right?
That's just what I think.
I don't know. I think she knew they were gonna hit her.
Oh, no. That's what I think too. Like, I think it's one of those situations where she didn't say the words. She didn't say, hey, I need you to go take her out. But once they said, we'll take care of it, she's like, okay, cool.
In other words, she knew that she knew Tonya wasn't gonna be able to skate. Common
Correct.
sense. Let's just put it that way.
So I guess I'll say it like this.
Johnny. Sweep the
I'll
legs,
say it like
Johnny.
this. She didn't ask. Like, the way I look at it is, she didn't ask them to do it, but she didn't refuse when they said they would take care of it. You feel me?
Okay.
That's just what I think.
It's like James got a strong opinion on that, Mr.
I have
Boyd.
a
Go ahead.
very strong opinion. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to be rude. But no. She knew she couldn't beat the girl. Yeah, of course, all the little beauty and all that came into play. You know, she was a little insecure that, you know, Nancy Kerrigan was the golden child. She was so pretty and all that. But nah, she knew she couldn't beat the girl, and she told her man to go do it. She orchestrated. She told him when to go do it, how to do it, and all this. Told him to take a little stick or a cane or whatever, everything. So
she choreographed the whole thing. So you said she choreographed the whole thing.
Did she tell him what leg? What leg, James? She told him what leg?
I don't remember what leg. It was a while ago. But yeah.
Sure.
I don't remember if it was the left or the right, but she took her out because she couldn't.
She got Cobra Kai out there.
Yeah, I don't know the story about the African American young lady or whatever, but as far as Tonya Harding is concerned, she orchestrated that joint and took the girl out. She couldn't beat her. That's all.
So James, here's where I will slightly disagree with you. I've seen Tonya Harding speak and give interviews. I'm sorry, she's not bright enough to orchestrate anything. Like, I don't think. Like when you watch her, like she is not some criminal mastermind. Now, here's what I will say though.
Tell somebody hit somebody with a stick in the leg so she can't skate. It don't take a mastermind to plan that.
But you have to make sure you have somebody who, number one, that nobody knows, that can get in a position to get that close. Because even though it was the 90s, you still got to be able to get past security to get close enough to even hit a skater, right? I mean, like, you have to be able to get there to do it. It's just not like you can just roll up on Nancy Kerrigan and be like, what's up, and then crack her in the knee. You got to have enough planning and coordination to make all that happen. You see what I mean? She ain't smart enough to do that.
He wasn't just her boyfriend. He was like her handler, too. They all had access.
Oh, I know. Oh, right.
So
and that's what I'm saying.
He knew where she was going to be, so he planned to be there. They all knew where she was going to be. He planned to be there, and he cracked it. It wasn't really no master plan to it because they did get caught. It wasn't like everybody knew what was going on as soon as he cracked it. Like, okay,
right.
Yeah,
so you're agreeing with it. So you're saying that they are the ones who, like I said, she did not draw up this plan. I don't think she didn't draw up this plan and say, hey, here's how you get her, here's how you do it. What happened was they're like, we're going to take care of it for you. She's like, cool, I'm down. And then they went ahead and they did it. Like, I don't think she was like, well, Nancy's going to come out exactly at this time. This is where you need to be. And this is how you need to look and how you need to dress. She couldn't look. She can barely get a sentence together. She can't do that. She can't plan all that out. She's just not that smart. The people who are with her, her husband, Jeff Gillooly, he could do that. He was a lot smarter than she was.
You saying the man that went out, exposed himself, took the stick and with witnesses around that hit her was smarter than she was? I don't think so.
No. Here's what I'm saying, though. No, listen to me. Her husband, Jeff Gillooly, was not the one who hit Nancy Kerrigan. No. Jeff Gillooly was not the one who hit Nancy Kerrigan. There was a third person, Shane Stan or whatever, who actually hit Nancy Kerrigan. That's what I'm saying. So I'm with you if her husband actually did it. He didn't do it either. They got a third person to come in and whack her.
Now, hey, wait. Now, how dumb was the third person? Because the plan is only as smart. The plan is only as smart as the weakest link.
Yeah, that's why they got caught. That's why they got caught.
So they both dumb for picking a dummy to go hit the girl on her leg.
Agreed. Okay. That's why they got caught. Because if they were really smart about it, they wouldn't even got caught. You see, you feel me?
The whole plan was dumb, and Tonya was the mastermind. She's stupid.
Well, that's bad. If she's as dumb as you say she is, and she's the mastermind, oh man.
Well, they did a 30 for 30 on it. And you'll watch it. She ain't bright. Like, I mean, no offense to her, she just ain't.
So wait. So she's not bright, or she just ain't sound bright, because those two different things.
Right.
Okay.
She may not be able to Jennis right. She may not be able to articulate,
So the way I respond to that,
the woman that was the mastermind of this whole plan that got her put out of ice skating, right? She's stupid. She's dumb.
So the way I will respond to that is, in every interview I've ever seen her give over life, she has not appeared to be bright. So she may just be pulling the Kaiser Sose, and that's fine, right? Like, she just may be hustling everybody. Cool. That may be one.
Hey, Kai, I didn't feel bright when you said that word. That didn't make me feel bright at all. That word.
Like I said, it's kind of like I don't even know when to go there and open this can of worms. But it's kind of like when you watch OJ speak. It's like, come on.
No, I think OJ smart. He killed the white woman in the United States of America and got away with it. Nigga is a mastermind.
Now,
You say that shit on him?
I don't know what.
We good, right?
You know what?
I'm sorry.
Hold up. Here's some images here too, and I don't know what OJ is. Sometimes OJ seems like he's intelligent, and then sometimes I don't know if he's doing drugs.
I think OJ is intelligent, but he ain't all there sometimes. He got a lot going on.
Right.
No, he got cocky. That's what it was. He was like, yeah, I got away with this shit. I can do anything I want to. And they locked his ass up for some dumb shit.
For something else.
That's
Which was really dumb. Hey, we're gonna go rob this store to get your stuff. Why don't you hold this gun? Okay. What?
That's the iconic photo right there. And then
he said, "I'm not black. I'm OJ." He was cocky. I'm not black. I'm OJ. He ain't know he was in this all that way.
True.
Yeah, but and like I said, so here's me. If I'm OJ, whether I think I did it or not, some of my friends, so-called friends, are setting up this deal. They're like, man, we know who got your merch, and we know who got your merch, man. They're gonna be at this hotel, man. We're gonna go get the guns, man, and we're gonna ride down on them. Like, really?
Right.
Nigga, I'm calling the police. Now the police might not do nothing about it, but I'm gonna embarrass them. They gonna do something.
Thank you. Like, I don't want my stuff that bad. Are we good?
I mean, I want it. Don't get me wrong, but
not that bad where we gotta show up with guns and stuff. Like, whoa! It's just a Heisman Trophy. I won like 40 years ago. We good?
I think it was more than that, though. I think it was a whole lot of some other.
Oh no, it was live as memorabilia. You're right. But
some other stuff that was personal, yeah. And so, with that being said, I ain't riding up like a gangster, knowing that all it takes is somebody to point at OJ and say, oh well, OJ was involved with this, that, and the other, and boom, they want to lock me up. Exactly. And so I'm pretty sure he didn't know that they were setting him up, and I'm pretty sure he didn't know that he had some rats in his crew. But at the same time, I'm just saying, I just don't know if I'm after going through all that, I'm ready to go ride gangster to go get some merch back.
Exactly.
What does he want? Exactly. What does he want the merchandise for? Like, what was he going to use it for?
Well, I think some of them
to pay Johnny Cochran. That's what to pay Johnny Cochran ass.
Wait, was Johnny still even alive then?
Hell no.
No, Johnny.
I mean, Johnny died by then.
Yeah, everybody that like
you need to pay
handle that case. Him and Kardashian both passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah, Johnny was gone, and but I don't know, but so I ain't mean to get us off track here. I'm just saying,
that's my bad.
Sometimes I don't know, man, about OJ, man. He'll say some brilliant stuff, then he'll come and go do some stupid stuff, man. It's just what are you doing, man? You should have fell off the radar after that case. You should have fell off the radar. Nobody should be able to find you. They be like, where OJ at? We ain't heard from him in years. Exactly.
Right. We need to just blame it on CTE, man. Just blame it on CTE and call it a day.
Yeah, got to be something, man, because this dude was all like, hey, after he got acquitted, he running around peacocking and stuff. I'm like, dude, go sit down somewhere, man.
Right. Well, this is the same fool who wrote a book that said, well, I didn't do it, but what if I had?
Yeah, man.
What are you doing?
Now you're profiting off the girl's death.
Right. It's like, what are you doing? Like, if you get away with that, right? Like you said, you just disappear. You find some island someplace, and they ain't gonna find me ever. If that were me.
But he ain't black. He OJ.
Still, that's fine. Go hide. Go take your non-black self and hide.
Right. Whether I think I did it or not, I'm just gonna lay low.
Correct.
Yeah. I don't. The spotlight. Hey, I didn't have my football career. Ain't nothing else out there for me. What else out there for him anyway?
Right. You ain't gonna hear about me until you get my obituary. If I were in his position, it's like,
yeah,
I'm gonna hide until I die. Period.
So, girl, man, I haven't really followed her enough to know to say that she's stupid. I just have to take your word for it, I guess.
Well, I think there's a 30 for 30 on Tonya Harding.
But for whatever reason, they thought that they could just bum rush her in public like that, and that was gonna go over well. Nobody's gonna find out. I mean,
so
that'd be
like I said,
that'd be
I'm
like
not saying
the question that she done. I
Like I said, so that's my whole point. Like when you think about this plan, none of it's brilliant, right? Like none of it's great.
It's stupid. It's
None
stupid.
of it's great.
That'd be like somebody sending somebody off to Tom Brady, you know.
Correct. Correct.
He like
Right.
nobody gonna figure out who. Wait a minute, y'all getting ready to play who?
Right. Exactly. Right. It would have been like the Colts. It would be like Peyton Manning back in the day saying, "Yeah,
Right,
go take out Tom Brady for me. Go make that happen for me. I don't care what you do, just make it happen." Right. Like.
Okay, I'll tell you the truth. Peyton Manning sent me to bust Tom knees up.
Correct. Like, and that's the thing. Like, and I think that this part I'm not sure about, but I think the guy that had do the hit, I think he had a prior record. So of course he's gonna sing. You know what I mean? Like, of course when he gets caught, he's gonna say
that's even worse. He had a record too, huh?
Yeah, I think so. I got to confirm that, but I think he did. Like, it wasn't like, for example, it wasn't like he just came to one of us and was like, "Hey, can you do this for me?" Oh, okay, cool. No, they knew this. Well, Jeff knew this guy, and it's like, he'll take care of this for us. Okay.
You said they came from the trailer court, right?
Say that again.
You said they came from the trailer court, right? And you said she came from the trailer court.
So I think I know the dude had to drive like 20 hours just to come do this because it was I mean, it's crazy. It was right before
20 hours.
Yeah, like he came from like Detroit, and the U.S. Open Championship was someplace else, so he drove to make this happen.
That's like me. 20 hours is like me driving from St. Louis to Houston, literally.
Correct. And to go do some nonsense.
So I'm from experience. 20 hours to go hit, huh?
To go make this happen, and it's like the whole thing is the mess. Again, obviously they didn't plan it well enough because dude couldn't get out, and dude's huge. Like, have you ever seen Shane Stanton? He's a big dude, so it's like, if that's your plan, how is he going to get out? Like, what's your escape plan?
Right. I mean,
you can't miss that guy.
I guess he figured if Jack Ruby couldn't get away, he'd go ahead and.
Oh.
I really think they was thinking that far.
Nice. I like that.
I mean, come on, man.
Like I said, it is not great. It's not a great plan. Not saying that.
I'm surprised they didn't. I mean, because when she with her crew, when she with her entourage, I don't remember when it happened. But
it was right. She was about to come out and skate. Like so Nancy had just left the dressing room, and she was about to skate, and I think it was practice. I don't think it was actual. It was practice.
Okay.
Yep. So he busted her on her like in the tunnel.
Yeah. You know what? And I know I'm kind of old school, but if I was on her crew, man, we'd have got that dude. We did.
Oh, right.
We'd have drugged that dude out on the ice rink and whooped him.
But here's what's funny though. Here's what makes it crazy. Because it's Nancy Kerrigan, you know her crew's not gonna roll hard like that. Because she's America's right, but she's like America's sweetheart. She ain't got those type of people.
She ain't had no hard legs for real on her crew.
Guys like this don't hang out at ice skating rinks and stuff. You know.
They will if you pay them. They will if you pay them.
I'm saying, depending on who you pay. Hey, you paying no.
Hey man, you get like 10 grand. You get $3,000 a day just to stay in here and watch her. Okay.
Yep. Okay. I have no idea, but all I know is nobody better not bum rush.
Right.
That's all I know.
I don't even know what skating looks like, but guess what? Someone comes trying to mess with her. I got her. We got this.
Call Benny Siegel. He for hire.
Right.
I don't know if y'all saw that dust of him and Charlemagne.
Oh no, I did not. What happened?
Dev was playing that. Devon was playing that video, and Benny was in. He went back to the Breakfast Club, and he was basically trying to punk Charlemagne. Charlemagne was talking sideways too. So
well, he always does. That's his
but
job.
then
that's why he's there.
But Benny, he was. You don't know nothing about these streets, so shut up. I mean, he was straight up.
True though.
I was like, dang.
Like, Benny's hardcore Philly too. Like he was hardcore Philly.
That is his show, man. You know, come on, man.
True.
They cut this mic off and get him out of here.
Right.
Man gonna do that. But we'll go ahead. I know you got something.
Who, me? Oh, John.
You got nothing on that, Jennis?
Oh, no, none of that stuff. Look, man.
I know what he's ready for.
It was real. Well, I know what I'm ready for too, but it was real simple for me. Somebody was jealous as fuck. They couldn't take it anymore. I used to do it all the time, man. When I used to coach, parents used to come up to me, little Jimmy needs to play. The only difference is Tonya didn't have no parents to go and say, little Tonya needs to play. So she went and did some stupid shit. Like, that's really what it comes down to me, because surprisingly enough, man, people actually think that they're better than what they are at stuff. Go figure. And then they get to the point where it doesn't matter who they affected, who they hurt. They've, in their minds, have worked so hard to, reach, a level of, expectation that somebody else has put on them when they really haven't. And that's what it came down to. Yeah, was Tonya straight? Yeah, but as far as what they expected, like you guys said earlier, as an ice skater, ran an ice skater, she didn't match that. It's just, it's just like R&B music and having, Lizzo out there showing all her cakes and shit. It is what it is.
Oh man, you brought up Lizzo. Look here, man. I didn't go to, and I'm not a Lakers fan, but if I was a Lakers fan, I didn't come to a Lakers game.
See? You about to tell me what I meant. You're about to tell me what I meant by my comment.
I didn't come to a Lakers game to see all that. No. No, nobody in her crew told her, no, that's a bad idea.
No. Why would they? I mean, she made her decision to do what she did. And in some ways, here's the thing though. In some ways, I can respect it because she didn't go out there and break all the legs of all the skinny people to look better herself. She did her thing. She made her choice. She did what she did, and people have to live with it. Even if you ain't want to see it, you're gonna have to live with it. And that, and I can respect that over what Tonya did.
She terrorized some children was in the stadium.
Man, look, hey, J-Mac, man, listen. You need to go check out some TikTok videos, man. I gotta change my TikTok videos all the time because they got little kids and stuff doing stuff they shouldn't be doing. So them kids been exposed to way more.
Yeah,
you just don't know about it.
Nothing like that before.
Nah. You seem real like just bent.
That was just like, man, come on, man. I can see, if she, lost 100 pounds, then maybe, she could pull that off. I'm just keeping it real. What's his name? What's his name was going off on her? What's that comedian name? Darn it. I can't remember.
Ryan Davis?
Huh?
Ryan Davis?
No. I can't remember his name right now because I can't remember whose show he was on, but it'll come back to me in the meantime. But yeah, well, that's my take on it. I don't know if anybody else had anything to add about Tonya.
Hey, where's Nancy at now? What's she doing?
Oh, good question. I don't know.
I just saw a picture.
Pictures. Yeah, I seen a picture not too long ago. She gained some weight, but she don't look too different, I think.
There she is right here. She don't look too much different. I'm gonna put this on the screen here. Let's see.
Excuse me.
She don't look too much different.
Yeah, she's not bad looking for her age.
Yeah,
James, you say that shit?
So
if you had to pick James, would you pick Nancy Kerrigan or Monica Lewinsky?
Oh my God.
What is happening right now?
Yeah, man. I'm going with the ice skater though. They both pretty rough though, but yeah.
Yeah, I think career-wise she did better, didn't she?
Yeah, definitely. That's understandable.
I'm going with the one with the better reputation. Shit.
Although what's funny is Lewinsky probably ended up making more money overall.
You think?
Yeah, she wrote books and stuff, so probably.
Right.
So none of y'all would go with the one that you know would make you happy.
No, how you know she made anybody happy?
I didn't pick one. I didn't say who made you happy.
He said, I did not have sexual relationships. Miss Lewinsky. I mean, he, if she wowed him, he wouldn't even be able to say nothing. He'd be like, well,
when he said,
I don't know what to tell y'all. Hey, I plead the fifth.
When he said I did not have sexual relations with that woman, he was talking about Hillary. He ain't
Wow.
You know what? It takes a It takes a special group of it takes a special group of young men to go from Nancy Kerrigan to Monica Lewinsky to Hillary Clinton.
Hey, you the one brought up Monica.
Right?
I mean, it was a fair comparison. I saw dark hair. I saw big head, big head.
Now the question is how we're gonna transition back and segue back to the last dance.
We can transition like this. How come Tonya Harding didn't just lift weights like Mike did to beat Detroit? How come she ain't just do that?
Oh, the first shot is fired. It's official. It's on now.
She was stupid.
Hey, that was funny.
I think she was already big. Once she shouldn't be needing
Yeah.
no weight.
That's why people hated her on the ice because they said she skated like a linebacker because she was muscular.
Ain't nothing wrong with linebackers, man.
I didn't say those words. I said that's what other people said.
Well,
Ice box.
Yeah.
Goodness.
She hit
So
you.
James, what's up, man? What's going on with all this bashing of King James to try to make Lil Mike look better?
He
Oh.
does.
Who?
Facts.
Lil Mike, the guy lifted weights. He was 200 pounds. He had to lift weights to get bigger. Lil Mike.
Nah, man, look. First of all, we could not start off by disrespecting Michael Jordan. First of all. Second of all,
Give me one
it's no
second.
bashing.
Dennis, what
Go ahead.
in the entire hell is you talking about?
Who? What? So
You
200
said-
pounds?
Who dissing LeBron?
Oh,
He does it every day.
Listen. Look, if I were to look at the person on the screen below me right now, I know y'all can't sit out there in the real world, but I see the guy down there. I'm looking right at him. Y'all can't see him, but that guy, he knows who he is.
All right, well, I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna sit back then. Cause
I don't bash LeBron. I just state
Stop
facts.
it.
That's what I do.
Stop it.
He
Stop it.
is not the GOAT.
Who said he
right
was though?
Who said he was a GOAT?
Who is then? So who is
That's
the GOAT
great.
then?
Who
I'm
said
talking about LeBron. LeBron is not the GOAT.
he
Who
was?
is?
No, nobody said he was.
But who is? I'm just curious.
That dude right there that
Kareem.
you focused on. Oh,
Kareem is
you
the GOAT.
said Kareem? You said Kareem?
Kareem.
I can mess with that.
Kareem.
Okay, I ain't gonna argue that. I thought we was talking about. I thought I was talking to some people that were Bronnies because that dude
No, hey,
down
here-
there.
Here's my biggest thing I have with it, and what I always say is I think a lot of the past is and J Mac, I mean you can stay in or jump in. You have a better understanding of Michael than we do. I know a lot of people try to act like they understand Mike, but you were in the area. You weren't 10 or 15 years old when he was doing his thing. That's the biggest problem I have with it. Like I told on one of the other shows or one of the other lives, we were talking about how we viewed things at that age. And how we view things at that age are not how we view things now. That's my biggest thing. So anytime I jump on there and push bump on a comment or on a post to get it to the top, that's not disrespecting Mike. That's trying to get you guys to understand that that dude wasn't perfect. He wasn't perfect.
no,
And that's all I'm saying, because
no athlete was perfect. I mean, we know that because Magic came in and told the world he had HIV. So we know as well, nobody's perfect.
Whoever said anybody was perfect, or whoever said,
Well, no offense though.
Hey,
No offense.
hey,
If
tell me
y'all
one-
read some of the posts,
hey,
it
James, tell
sounds
me
like
one-
Jordan
tell me
has
one
walked on
negative
water
thing.
since he came out the womb. Like if
Exactly, King.
if you read some of these posts,
Exactly.
and here's the part that makes it funny to me is you guys, not you guys specifically, but I'm saying, but people forget Jordan had to fight to get to that level. And so it's almost as like we discount the fact that he worked so hard to get there. So it's like, oh, well, he's just always been great. No, he wasn't always great.
Well,
He used to get
well,
his butt
right.
whooped in the playoffs.
Right.
I have to disagree with you on
You
that.
know?
Jordan was great. He just didn't have a great team at the time.
Thank you. So y'all
Okay,
just
fine.
change that.
I'll give you that to a degree because he also kind of had to pass the ball some more too. Like, let's be honest.
But he didn't have nobody to pass it to. Would you pass it to Dave Corzine and whoever else? You can't. I can't even remember.
So what? Hey,
So here's what I'll say. No, you make like you said. You're right. That roster was garbage when he first got to the league.
Matter of fact, they were in there smoking cocaine.
Right.
Oh yeah.
But here's the other thing too, though. But here's how I look at it. You're right. His roster wasn't great. But on the same token, if I'm going out there shooting like 35, 40 times a night and we're still not winning, I got to try something different, right?
Well, here's the deal. But here's the deal, brother. They weren't winning before he got there.
Oh, I know that. Like I said, I know they were hot garbage.
They didn't even have a chance to win until he started doing what he was doing.
Exactly.
But you know what it reminds me of?
Never a year Mike didn't make the playoffs in Chicago, so I don't understand where all this is coming from.
Right.
There's never a year Michael Jordan did not make the playoffs.
Oh, correct. I agree.
The approach to the game is what got them to the playoffs.
But no,
I agree.
So let me explain something to you guys. I was 16 when Michael came into the league. Okay, when I watched him in North Carolina, and I watched him come to the league. You guys got to understand how the media was back then and how things were. They portrayed players a certain way. You didn't see the bad sides. You didn't see the bad sides of none of them. Now, they talked about how they went to war with each other and how some of them didn't like each other, but you didn't really get to see that or hear that. We didn't have social media and all this other stuff we have nowadays where, cats sitting up there backstabbing each other, soft tweeting and stuff. You know what I'm saying? We ain't had that back then. Right. So they did not, so they built the image, and the league was part of that too. They built the image of Michael. You saw the commercials, the Nike commercials and everything. So that was a worldwide phenomenon, man. He changed the game. He changed the league. And he brought that international attention. And so, yeah, people look at Mike differently. Of course, anybody that's you've been living long enough, everybody's got some flaws. Everybody's got some, everybody got some problems. Yeah. You didn't get along with everybody. Nobody got along with everybody. That just is what it is.
Oh, I'm not even saying that he had to, because you can look at tons of great teams that have figured it out when they needed to, and even though they hated each other, they were good enough to win, and it was cool. That's not what I'm saying. I think the point I'm trying to make is if you go out there every night, as great as Michael Jordan is, and I'm not saying he's not great. Of course he's great. As great as Michael Jordan is, like let's make this clear. If you go out there every single night and you're putting the ball up 40 times, right? 40, 45 times, trying to score points to win, right? I'm saying you're doing what you got to do because you don't trust your teammates, and it's not getting results. At what point do you say, I got to try something different? Well, that's all I'm asking.
When you're a young player, you're hungry. Nothing. They was bums when you got there. They wasn't winning, and now you at least trying to make the playoffs. You're not going to stop doing what you're doing. If you were a young player, would you? So
good question. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. That's a good question.
Yeah. Stop exaggerating the thing. Taking 40 shots a game. He wasn't taking 40 shots a game. But go ahead.
Right. He was efficient. Number one. I was going to point that out. But Mike was very efficient, shooting 50%. So.
Percent for his career, he wasn't 40 shots.
Killer from the mid range. I ain't never seen that. I used to try to emulate that, man. I try to emulate that fadeaway, man. Almost kill myself. But you got to practice that and practice that and practice that. That's not something.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Man. But with that being said, no, he didn't get it until he actually put some players around him. B, he hired Phil Jackson. Because Doug Collins was just like, get Mike the ball and let him do what he do. That was Doug Collins.
Right.
And Cross was like, man, we ain't going nowhere like this. So Phil Jackson and Tex Winter said, okay, hey, we got this offense called the triangle. Right. Got to get Mike to buy in. Phil being the philosopher.
He was in a scheme.
Phil being
in a scheme.
Man, oh, my God.
Yeah. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Go ahead. Don't worry. I'm going to get my turn. I ain't got there yet.
Okay, well, Phil being a philosopher that he is, he said, hey, Mike, you can keep scoring 30 points a game or whatever, but you got to get these guys involved, and this system is going to get these other guys involved. And if you get these other guys involved, we can actually win as a team, and we can probably win a championship.
Okay, real quick, J-Mac. I'm glad you said that. I'm going to toss this in here real quick. I'm going to let B roll because we're going to try to keep James to last because I see him making all kinds of crazy faces.
Nah, James, he can go next.
No, what I'm saying is I made a post the other day, and one of the guys, called me slick whatever. But I'm sitting here saying, I said, did you guys see the part where Jordan had to gain weight to beat the Pistons and pass the ball to beat the Lakers? Did you guys see that? Was that true or no? Because I'm just trying to figure out that happened, right? Like I watched it happen in the show.
Oh, man,
I watched it happen in real life.
What you
I
asked?
said it, and then next thing you know, I'm hating on Mike. Was that true or not?
Because listen to the context of what you're talking, Jennis, because
What?
they were already up 3-1 in the series when he started passing that ball to John Paxson, and they swept the Pistons when they went through them. So, like, it didn't come down.
They didn't beat the Pistons until Mike got bigger and stronger. They ain't beat the Pistons until then.
Old Pistons.
They
Stop that.
just repeated. They just repeated. How are they old when they just sort of back? They're the reigning champions.
Stop that, man.
How are they old?
They were not
Michael
old.
got
What
2
is
3
old?
peats. Nobody called him old.
What is
Michael went
old?
for 2 3 peats. Nobody called him old.
What is
But-
old? Isaiah Thomas. What?
Yeah,
Hold on,
Isaiah Thomas, he
Was-
retired at 32.
Well, let me
So
finish.
when Mike and them beat them, he was like 29 when Mike and them beat them.
No, he was
And y'all
28.
talking about they old.
He was-
Stop it. They got beat. They was in their primes. They were the defending champions, the 2-time defending champions when Mike beat them. They were still in their primes. Stop it. Mike.
How many times did he lose to him before that? How many times did he lose to him before that? How many times did he lose to him before that?
He lost to him twice. Well,
Yeah.
Before
he
y'all,
did.
before
He
y'all
was
go to
better
war, before y'all go to war, let me put some facts out there, okay?
Man, don't get me started.
Before y'all go to war, let me put some facts out there. So here's some facts. Isaiah Thomas was 28. Dennis
Thank you.
Rodman was younger than him.
Thank
Dumars
you.
was younger than him. I mean, younger
Thank you.
than Isaiah. The only ones that were old were some of the cats coming off the bench like Vinnie Johnson. Those
Role
were
players.
older.
So
Yeah.
Bill Lambert wasn't old.
Like,
The
Bill
enforcer wasn't
Cartwright
old.
wasn't old as
Lambert
fuck.
was a
Stop.
bum anyway.
Bill Lambert wasn't
I
old.
thought about Lambert. He was a hack and a bum.
It doesn't matter. He was the enforcer. You wasn't going
Yeah,
in the
but he
paint
wasn't-
without getting hit.
But he went out there scoring and putting the team on his back. That was Isaiah and them doing that.
How can you be young when you win your first title, then when you going for your third title, now all of a sudden you old? It don't make no sense.
So here's some other facts.
They beat the Lakers. I don't understand what
Here's some other facts. 1990, the Pistons were going for a repeat. They meet the Bulls in the Eastern Conference Finals. Bulls taking them 7. Game 7, Scottie Pippen gets what? Migraines.
Migraine, yeah.
That's it. That was a wrap for the Bulls. They weren't going to win that game. I don't care how much. Michael would have probably had to score 60 to win that game. So
Anyway, let him score 60. That was
my point, right? They'd have probably broke his leg.
Right.
My point is that it's not a foregone conclusion that a healthy Scottie Pippen that the Pistons still win that series. So all I'm saying is that you guys can say, oh well, it was a 3-peat. Well, they could have got him on the second run. But the Pistons won fair and square, and they repeated. They went and beat the Blazers. Pistons came back to defend their title in '91 with a healthy Scottie Pippen. The Bulls blew them out the gym.
Thank you.
None of them were old. So the core were not old as far as Isaiah, Dumars. Those guys were not old. People try to say Magic Johnson was old. Magic Johnson was 32 years old. The only reason Magic Johnson left basketball was because he had contracted HIV.
Thank you.
He didn't lead the game because he was old. Matter of fact, he tried to come back. Y'all remember when Magic tried to come back and they treated him funny?
Was it 96?
I felt bad for him.
Hey, let me ask you a question. When you going back to back to these finals, your age doesn't define you being old. You can be old. They've been doing it for like 10 years before Mike and them even beat them. What year did Isaiah and them got in the league?
Isaiah didn't win.
Was it
first
84?
one until '89.
Okay, but when did they come in the league? That's what I'm asking. It wasn't after Mike.
Around the same time Mike came. Is Isaiah in there? Around the same time.
Isaiah came in like '83 or something. Mike came in '84 or whatever.
Yeah. So what is you saying? I don't understand. And then Mike won 6 titles after y'all say the Pistons got old, and he came in the same time as Mike came in. Y'all tripping.
So the Pistons went for a 3-peat. The Lakers went for a 3-peat and failed. The Bulls went for a 3-peat and succeeded twice.
Lakers went for a 3-peat and lost because they didn't have cap. That's when Jordan got his first one. Keep going. Next.
All I'm saying is that
Keep going.
it had nothing to do with age.
No, they wasn't going for no three-peat when Jordan beat him. Stop.
All I'm saying is that it had nothing to do with age. They lost fair and square. The Bulls were a more athletic, well-rounded team, and they just blew the Pistons out of the gym. It's simple as that, and nothing else to it. Ain't no, oh, they were old. That's bull crap. And anybody make that argument that they lost the argument, I don't even entertain that crap no more.
You heard what Isaiah said, didn't you?
I don't care what Isaiah said.
Okay. Well,
said
see what it's your opinion. If they said they were old and they were old.
I don't care what Isaiah is making excuses. Isaiah didn't say that back then.
No, he didn't. He walked off the court without shaking niggas' hands. That's what he did.
Isaiah want to smoke right now.
But he sure didn't say that back then. I guarantee you that the Pistons expected to win that series. Going into that series, I guarantee you they expected to win. I guarantee you they thought they were going to three-peat.
Let me ask this question then. If that J-Mac, so going into that series, what do you think changed about the Bulls going into that year and that series? What do you think changed?
They had a whole year under Phil's system as a team. B, Scotty was healthy. Period. Ain't nothing else to it.
So they changed nothing else.
Nothing else.
Hey, J-Mac, can you say that one more time? It was a system, right? Was it a system?
It was a team system.
It was a system, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because me and somebody on here said MJ did what he wanted to do. He didn't play in the system. But see, when he was in North Carolina, Dean Smith wouldn't let him get no more than 15 shots. It's a system.
MJ still got his 30 points. Hold on. Let me finish. MJ still got his 30 points even with that system in place.
He got it, but it was a system, right? When Phil Jackson was there.
Let's get something straight. Let's get something straight. The system didn't give MJ his 30 points. MJ got his 30 points.
Right, he got his. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm saying he played in the system. Somebody on here that's looking at the camera funny said he never played in the system.
Well, yeah, as a team, to win as a team, he had to play in the system.
Okay, so if Phil Jackson never came along, would they have won a championship?
I don't know.
With Doug Collins.
If they had the wrong,
what Doug Collins was doing,
the wrong coach, the wrong system, the wrong players, the wrong team. No, maybe not. You know,
but you can't.
I mean, think about it like this. Would Allen Iverson won with different teammates and a better system?
Yes.
Probably not. Probably not.
Maybe.
And I love Iverson.
Maybe.
Probably not.
Can I say something before y'all forget this point?
Go ahead, bro.
My main man just said Scottie Pippen had a migraine. If we talking ifs, ands, buts, and maybes. My man said Scottie Pippen had a migraine in Game 7 with a different coach other than Phil Jackson. So all I'm saying is he was close without Phil. You understand what I'm saying? So there's no saying he would have never won without. But we can't go back with ifs, ands, buts, and maybes. But
what
he
did,
was one game in.
What did Jordan say? But what did Jordan say, though? What did Jordan say?
Stop.
Answer the question. What did Jordan say, boo?
Man. In what segment? What segment we talking about?
Jordan said you cannot talk about Michael Jordan without mentioning Scottie Pippen.
Of course. No.
You jumping from
there is no Michael Jordan without Scottie Pippen. Is what he said.
All over the place because you have no point. You all over the place.
No. So how's it all over the place? That's not all over the place.
You from the triangle of Phil Jackson.
Hey, where the whistle at, J-Mac? Where the whistle?
What did Michael say?
Hey,
throw the flag. Throw the flag. Throw the flag,
man. No star. I've said this 1,000 times. No star is gonna win a championship by himself. Ever.
That's correct. I haven't seen it happen yet.
Hey,
who?
Hey,
real quick though.
Real quick though. Can we get back? Well, two things. One is Mike said he had to gain some weight. I'm gonna say that till my face turns blue.
Come on,
all of them got in the weight room and had to get tougher. James agreed with that because he said he wanted to administer pain.
Isaiah said
that changed. They took a different approach specifically to try to beat the Pistons.
Yeah.
So can we just stop glossing over that as something that didn't change? That's the first thing. Now, that's a testament to Mike, but it happened. Okay, so stop denying it. That's the first thing. Second thing is all these double standards y'all throwing around in this live or whatever, let that be somebody else. Let it be KD, let it be LeBron, let it be somebody else. And it's, oh my God, he's so soft. Oh my God, he did this. Oh, well, he should have scored 60. Oh, he had a triple-double, but that wasn't good enough. Blah, blah, blah. These are the same things we're saying right now that are okay with Mike because he ended up winning 6.
What double standards are you speaking of, sir? You go now.
J-Mac, first of all, you're the one who argued with me when I first got in the group about the damn Bulls not being a super team. And them motherfuckers were a super team.
No, they wasn't.
Yes, they were.
Why?
Oh,
Why?
they're not a super
They have
team.
3 Hall of Famers on their team. How are they not?
Dude, yes.
They have 3 Hall of
come
Famers
on
on their
now.
team. How are they not?
Oh, no.
They'd be a super team now. They'd be a super team now. They damn sure was a super team
Name me
back
the
then.
stars on that team. Name me the stars on that team. Name me the stars on the
They don't gotta have stars to be a super team.
Here's like, wait, time out. Seriously.
In his defense.
Hold on. No, seriously, I have a question, right? So if they're a super team that has, if they're a team that has 3 Hall of Famers, how are they not a super team?
So
Right.
on that first team, who was the Hall of Famers?
You had 2. You had Jordan Pippen on the first team, and Horace Grant at that time wasn't a bad
Phil
ball player.
Jackson
Like,
was
Horace Grant was pretty good, right?
What? Horace Grant is a Hall of Famer?
No, I said at that time, Horace Grant was not a bad ball player, and they still won with him.
No. I'm not. Hold on. So let's get something clear. Having having a good team and being surrounded by good players is a totally different conversation than having an all-star team or a super team.
Horace Grant was Horace Grant was an all-star, if I remember correctly.
Well, let me finish.
He was.
A super team to me is an all-star team like the Lakers in the 80s and the Celtics. Those were super teams. They had all-stars. They had Magic.
First of all, I get it.
Let me finish. Magic, Worthy, Kareem. I mean, all them all-stars. All them Hall of Famers. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The Bulls didn't have all they had. Scotty was, a matter of fact, at the time when they won, Scotty wasn't no Hall of Famer.
But he is now.
So he is now, yes. But
if that's the case, by your standards, J-Mac, what super team has Bron been on then? Because if you gotta have more than 3, if you gotta have more than 3 people, then let me know. Which one?
Let me ask you this question: when did I mention LeBron?
You didn't have to.
That's all.
Because that was the comparison when we had the conversation. That was the comparison. So let me figure out.
Well, here's the deal. You answer your question. So we know Dwayne Wade is going in the Hall.
Yes.
So your other question is Bosh going in the Hall?
Maybe.
If Bosh goes in the Hall, then I guess they was a super team.
It's only fair. You got Jordan, Rodman, and Pippen are in the Hall of Fame. I mean, point blank, period. Easy. It wasn't even a discussion. In the conversation in The Last Dance, the majority of the players in that show, coaches, players, Jordan himself, said Pippen was one of the top players in the league, if not the second best player in the league, multiple times. Did you guys watch the same show I watched? Because what I got from the show was that Pippen was actually better than we all thought he was.
But he was building up his resume. He was still building his resume, Jennis. That's
they were talking about that when it was time for him to get paid. He was a top 5 guy. They didn't say he was a top 5 guy when they were winning their first 3 championships. When it was time for him to get paid because he was still in that messed up contract, that's when they were talking about he was the top 5 guy.
Here's the problem, though. If they only won 3 championships, you wouldn't have this conversation. If they only won 3 championships, those first 3 championships, when you say he wasn't a top guy, we wouldn't be having this conversation. What puts them over the top is that they won 6, and they won 6 with 3 Hall of Famers on that second run, period. Take away those 3, he ain't the GOAT in y'all's eyes, based on y'all's criteria.
No, but you're being disingenuous about when Scottie Pippen became that player. That play,
I think you just missed my point. My point is, Michael Jordan is who he is because he won 6. He does not get those last 3 without 3 solidified Hall of Famers, period. It changed the entire argument.
Can I ask you a question? When was Dennis Rodman ever a number 1 option on any team he's ever been on?
You don't got to be an option to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, that doesn't make him a Hall of Famer.
No, I'm not saying that. But you got to be a number 1 option. Because Dennis Rodman came in to play a role. He came in to play a role of defense and rebounding.
Was Kevin McHale number 1 option for the Celtics?
Now I have this question.
Any culture of what the Bulls were doing.
But hold on, real quick. But was Kevin McHale ever the number 1 option for the Celtics? No.
Wade and Chris Bosh, who were number 1 options, who had to step back from what they had to do.
Okay.
They had to step back and let LeBron do his thing because he was better than them, but they had to step back. Dennis never had to step back. He could just go be a motor and just do what the hell he wanted to do because Mike was already doing what he did best. So those guys suffered under playing with LeBron. Even Kyrie suffered. He wanted to get from underneath LeBron because he couldn't do what he did best. Pippen did what he did best because of that triangle, and I admit that.
That's garbage. That's
First of all,
garbage.
what does Kyrie do best? Because we found out after he left, it wasn't Braun. It was Kyrie.
Yep.
Exactly.
So-
What
Exactly.
you mean?
Exactly.
So here's
What has Kyrie won since? What has Kyrie done without LeBron?
here's my
He's
question, Jennis.
Other than get paid.
He's a scorer. He's a
What's up,
scorer.
Matt?
Just because
What's up,
he
Jay?
couldn't carry
What's
a
going on,
team.
Jay?
Let him finish. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
So you make the point that yes, I'm not going to take anything away from Dennis. Dennis was not a scoring machine by any stretch of the imagination. I think he averaged 9 points for his career. But as far as defensive rebounding, he was a killer. And you got to have those kind of players on your team. So that's why he got in the Hall of Fame. With that being said, if Horace Grant had not A, gone to Orlando, or B, came back to Chicago and they never got Dennis, would they have still won?
Yeah, I think so.
Listen,
No.
I'm gonna say.
So
Go
I'll wait.
ahead,
No.
Go ahead, Kai. Go ahead, Kai.
Well, I was going to say, the reason I say they do is because when Horace went to Orlando, and I know they had Shaq and Penny, but still, adding Horace Grant to that team also made them championship contenders. So we can't sleep on Horace Grant's contribution because we saw what happened when he left Chicago and went to Orlando. And I know Mike retired. I get that with Chicago, but I'm saying he still helped make Orlando better.
My point is that we saw what the Bulls did in '94 when Mike retired the first time. They still had Horace. They fought, and they still, because they knew their roles and they did what they did. Horace Grant was good at what he did. He had a nice little mid-range game. He can post up. He can get rebounds, play good defense, and he was athletic to complement the other players. Hall of Famer player, no, but he was good. He was good, and he fit the system. So my point being is that they could have won again without having to add another Hall of Famer another player who just happened to go on to be a Hall of Fame rebounder.
J-Man, here we go.
Here we go again. One in the Hall of Fame.
No, here we go. Here we go again. Here we go again. The woulda, coulda, shoulda, ifs. They didn't have to. They probably could have. Who knows?
Yep.
I don't know. That don't count, J-Mac. What happened is what happened. If I did woulda, coulda, shouldas with my favorite players all the time, then all of them be champions. That's what would happen.
Horace chose to leave, and I'm not mad at him for leaving because he wanted to get paid. But
no, that's not even my point. My point is, you're saying if he stayed, I don't care if he stayed because he didn't stay. What happened was,
my point is, if he stayed,
they picked up Rodman. They gained an edge that they didn't have with Horace because to me, for what they needed with that team, Rodman was an upgrade. Rodman was an upgrade for what they needed for that team. He was an upgrade who happened to be a Hall of Famer.
He was an upgrade defensively, yeah, but he wasn't an upgrade offensively.
Apparently, he was an upgrade as a teammate because he came in fitting like a glove.
He wasn't making a Hall of Fame. He wasn't making a Hall of Fame if he didn't play those 3 years in Chicago where he dominated on the boards and defense.
Here we go.
Rodman led the league in rebounds before he got to Chicago.
Dennis Rodman had a
before he got there.
After he left Detroit, he had issues. He almost killed himself. Yeah. Dennis Rodman needed Chicago as much as Chicago needed him. Yes, he was there and he dominated. But y'all crazy if y'all think he was making the Hall of Fame before he jumped on that team. Because
you're tripping.
I'm not tripping.
Even if he didn't, he might not have. Who knows? The point is, my point is, just like my post the other day, I post what actually happens and what people actually say. What happened was Rodman went to Chicago. What happened was they went on another three-peat. What you guys are saying didn't happen.
I agree.
What are you talking about? What did we say it didn't happen?
If he didn't go to Chicago, he wouldn't have made the Hall of Fame. We don't know that. We know he went to Chicago and he went to the Hall of Fame. That's what we know.
Right. There was no Hall of Fame talk for Dennis Rodman before he went to Chicago. Nobody was saying that guy's a Hall of Fame player coming to Chicago. That's
nobody knew that. Nobody knew that. We knew he had problems. Nobody knew what he was going to do.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's get back to the first team. The first team. And Vegas make a great point. Horace was a good player, but he was not a Hall of Famer. Bill Cartwright, Luke Longley. I don't even know. I don't think we had Luke Longley. We had
Longley was the second one. Longley was the second three-peat.
Yeah, we had Will Perdue and Scott Will. We had a bunch of goons. Bill Cartwright, B.J. Armstrong, good solid role player.
He made an all-star team.
Good solid role player. And John Paxson, good solid role player. Those were shooters. Okay. Those guys were not Hall of Famers. Those guys were not stars. Those guys, your stars were Michael Jordan, and your budding star was Scottie Pippen. So that first three-peat, you guys got to give it up for the Bulls, man. They didn't have a super team.
Well, let me ask you a question, because I was trying to ask this earlier. What is our – I actually had two questions. Number one, what is our actual definition for a super team? And then number two – what's that? Okay, right, it is. Yeah. And here's number two.
Kyan, whatever the narrative is.
Well, here's why it's all over the place. And here's the part we got to talk about. I am of the opinion it doesn't make it – for me, it doesn't make it any less of a super team just because you drafted everybody, right? So, like, if you look at the Celtics, especially in the 80s and stuff, sure, most of that team was homegrown. Doesn't make it any less of a super team to me. To me, it's no different than if a GM goes out and gets all of his great players. That's how I look at it. Either way, they are super teams, right? So that's why I asked that question, because I know a lot of people, when they talk about today's basketball and they'll talk about LeBron and KD, is like, well, they're these super teams. But it's like, you've always had super teams. And for the most part, super teams are what always win. So I don't understand why we have a different standard now than we did 30 years ago.
To me, though, a super team is a team that's got more than 2 stars, man. You know, that's just the way I see it. And I'll always go back to the Lakers of the 80s. I know people think I'm bashing on the Lakers. I'm not. They had a freaking super team.
Can I ask you one question?
Who in the West was there? Who in the 80s?
But that's what I just said about narrative.
Who in the narrative? Right.
But so let me ask one question then.
Back in the 80s, who was there? Who in the West even barely challenged, hopefully challenged the Lakers? Who?
Yeah, Houston a little bit, but not really.
Right, that's what I'm getting at.
Right, you're right. Here's my question for you, and I'm just asking. So in your eyes, with the way the Lakers, like, does it matter to you how the Lakers built that super team?
Not really.
For me, it doesn't. Really, no. I'm asking for you, does it?
They did trade for. They didn't draft Kareem. They traded for Kareem.
No, right, exactly. Right. No, I'm with you. Like I said, and that's why I find it interesting. Like, I'll see the posts and stuff when they talk about, oh, KD went to Warriors, they made a super team, or LeBron went to Miami, and because of Wade and Bosh, like, so what? That's what happens.
I'm full disclosure. I bashed LeBron for going to the Heat. I thought that was because I was used to teams building within and whatever.
Sure.
So that's what, or they might sign a free agent, whatever. So, but in hindsight, after all that, I learned, you know what? What was they gonna do in Cleveland? I see his point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I saw his point after a while. And so after that, I just say, whatever, forget it. But then KD did it. I just laughed, man. I'm like, these dudes.
No, that was different. That's different.
I was like, these dudes.
Why is that different? Why is what KD did different?
Let me answer.
Same thing to
me.
Can I answer? It's the same thing.
Let me answer. Let me answer. All right. What was Miami? What was Miami before LeBron, Bosh, and Wade got there?
Right.
Zero. Nothing.
No. The championship they won with Wade and Shaq.
Was in 2000. Was in 2006.
LeBron
Right. It was 2006. Right. Everybody said, "Oh, we had Bosh, he had Wade, and it was himself." Bosh was on a terrible team.
Yeah.
Terrible in Toronto. So what are you gonna do? Yeah. A terrible team. Name somebody on that Toronto team. Don't worry. I'll wait. Nobody. Right. So
I didn't argue with you that point.
Half man.
So
even there no more, was he?
They didn't.
No, he wasn't even there. I think he was in Orlando.
The difference is, right. The difference is, KD had Golden State up 3-1.
Yes.
3-1. And you go and join them the next season.
Yeah.
That is totally different. It's totally different.
How?
So it's not like Miami wouldn't do that. It's not like LeBron wouldn't do that.
So, but here's why I asked the question. Wait. Here's why I asked the question. So before LeBron went to Miami, he hadn't won a championship, right? I know he played in one for Cleveland, lost to San Antonio, right?
Right. His third.
So
yeah.
when KD left Oklahoma City, he hadn't won a title either, right?
He went to the finals.
Correct. So he lost 2. So in both cases, they went to situations that made it easier for them to win titles. I don't see how they're different.
Well, here's the thing.
You can't go to a team that just beat you.
I'm gonna jump.
They won 73 games.
I'm gonna jump.
They won 70. You had them up 3-1.
They
but
won
you lost
3 games and lost.
Right, you had them 3 games.
Nothing if you ain't got that ring. I don't care if they won.
So you're saying 3 guys that were free agents that came together and went to one city is the same as a guy that was losing 3-1 to a team and won 73 games the year before that lost to LeBron that was up 3-1.
Yeah, because either way, you still put together super teams.
Right.
To me, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the context
Golden
as to
State
why one
team
player went to another. But I'm saying they're still super teams.
And the reason is, Brandon, I'll be real quick, Jennis. The reason is, Brandon, we know LeBron and Wade and Boss conspired, but KD and Steph and whoever conspired too.
After they lost to him. After they lost.
And then Golden State went and lost, and they realized they needed more help. So they all conspired. It's the same thing.
One helped to beat one guy.
It's the same thing to me. It don't matter if they beat Oklahoma. It doesn't matter. He didn't want to be there anyway. He got tired of you know how you call him Jack Russ. You know how that boy is. Come on, man. You get tired of that crap too. So all I'm saying is that to me it's the same thing. But guess what? In the overall scheme of things, I don't care no more. They want to build super teams and whatever.
Exactly.
That's whatever, man.
Why do I care? I need the Wizards to do it. I'd be happy. That's what used to happen.
It took me a while. It took me a while to come around to the whole KD thing. To be honest with you, honestly, I would like to see them stay in Oklahoma City and won that way because I really feel like he gave Bron the business. He gave Bron the business in the finals. I mean, I literally, it was one of the only times, even more so than what he did to get his finals MVPs, I felt like Bron was getting used. KD was using his ass when he was in OKC when they were in the finals. So I thought he had a very, very good shot. Now, he went and hit the Golden State Warriors, and they came back. They had him down 3-1. At that particular point, I thought KD was surpassing Bron as the best player in the league. I'll put that out there. I'm going to put it on tape, whatever it is. That's how I felt. Now, from a competitive standpoint, there's no way on this planet that I'm going to go to the team that just beat me 3-1. That's just me. And the reason why some of us dislike it or don't like the move or whatever is because of how we view competitive sports. That's the only reason.
It's a different generation, right?
It doesn't make it in the end, it doesn't make it any different from a constructing a super team standpoint. It does make a difference if you're a type of dude like me that if you beat me, I'm gonna try to keep fighting you until I beat you. Like that's why it's different. That's why it struck a chord with me. Now, on another side of it is the second part of my thing is, had they not been beating Bron's ass in the finals, I would have enjoyed that Golden State Warriors team so much more. That was one of the best playing basketball teams I've seen in my life. And
before KD got there?
So
before KD got there,
with KD. I like it with KD.
Before all that stuff. I give Steph a hard time. I give Steph a hard time and all that, whatever, but the dude pushes himself to some other level in most cases. Now, would I have liked for him to have won one, against without or continue to win without adding Bron? I think it kind of shook him when, Kyrie and Bron then won that title. But I'd like to have seen Steph come back next year without adding KD and beat Bron, or at least give him a good shot or give another try. But that shit don't happen no more, man. Like, it just don't happen. Like, guys. Right.
So Brandon, what
don't do it.
Dennis is saying is that this is a different generation. Yeah. They ain't got that kind of competitive spirit that we had, man. I'm with him. I'm like, y'all beat me. I ain't coming to join y'all.
Right.
I beat y'all first. Then I might think.
I just think it's funny.
Right. You gotta beat them first.
Go ahead, James Bourne. Go ahead, James.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that I didn't enjoy those finals when KD was there. Now, don't get me wrong. They did look beautiful. They looked, unbeatable, all that.
Competitive, though.
Just like a waste of time to watch the finals when they came to them. And it was like, it just was ridiculous for KD to jump on that team and to just get his titles that way. To me, they'll always be forever tainted. His title, they mean nothing to me because he didn't have to work for it. He didn't have to go through any struggles like we talked about. That LeBron tweeting how he cried when Michael Jordan got it because of the struggles he went through. What did KD go through to do that? He gave up a 3-1 lead to the team to beat him. I mean, gave up a 3-1 lead and then went to the team to beat him and just made them just totally unbeatable. It was just,
that'd have been like the Lakers drafting Michael Jordan to me.
Yeah. Well, James, I agree. I agree with you with it being tainted. But as a basketball fan, I love to see it. My problem, I think, that I had with it is that the Cavaliers, for whatever reason, whether it was Bron, general manager, and nobody wants to do Cleveland, whatever it was, I feel like they could have done more to try to beat that Golden State team because, and I don't think they did enough. Like, you know, that's what it feels like. That's what it felt like to me. Like they could add other pieces, and I don't know if it was, you know, Bron saying I'm gonna stick with who I got, and him trying to be that person. We all want to be competitive, and okay, I'm gonna beat them just like this, no matter what. It could have been some of that. Or it could have been that they thought they had enough when all of us could see they did not have enough. Like it wasn't even close. So I would have liked to have seen the Cavaliers to go out and really try to get somebody to try to beat that Golden State team.
And when do you think that Bron would have been able to beat the Warriors in Cleveland? I mean, not with KD. I don't think that was going to ever happen.
Not with KD, but remember the year that so you had the year where Bron beat the 73 win team. The year before that, Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving both missed that finals.
They did.
Who knows what would have happened in that finals without, because both those jokers were hurt. So I'm not saying that Cleveland team would necessarily beat Golden State, but who knows what the series would have been if it wasn't Bron out there by himself without his other two, you know, stars on that team to help him out. Who knows?
Yeah. He was throwing lobs to Mozgov, and Dellavedova was a damn all-star in them finals.
Right. So that's why I think it's funny when people talk about the Jordan team.
What do y'all think about the next year when Draymond got put out for kicking LeBron in the nuts? Like he missed a game.
He wouldn't have mattered. He didn't stop him.
I mean, I'm saying, but again, speaking hypotheticals, he could have easily lost that.
But even if but with the way, which here's what's funny with Golden State, with the way they're built and the way they play basketball, sure, they need Draymond Green for his defense and his energy, and that's fine.
Right.
But as long as Clay and Steph are rolling, they're going to be all right. Remember, this is the same team that got Harrison Barnes paid in Sacramento. Okay,
right.
So they're going to be fine.
Overrated. They didn't listen to me.
Right, exactly. So I'm not saying they don't need Draymond Green, but they don't really need Draymond Green. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same as the way that Cleveland team was built. If Kevin Love is out and Kyrie Irving is out, and all you have is LeBron, the rest of that team was hot garbage.
Right.
The rest of the team was super hot garbage.
It was so hyped, Jennis. Dellavedova thought that he was on Derrick Rose's level.
Hey, nah, what I'm saying is you saw how Delly got paid, right? Delly got paid off of that.
And
Mozgov got paid. And Mozgov got paid
too. They both got paid. They ain't do shit after they got paid.
Hey, Jennis, he made some kind of goofy comment, and then they asked Rose about it. Rose like, he ain't even on my level. I ain't even answering.
So like I said, so it's one of those things where sometimes you have to look at how a team is constructed when certain pieces do end up being out, right? And that's what happened again with that particular Cleveland team. So that's why, and I know we play the coulda, woulda, shoulda game, but that particular Cleveland team, the way it was built, you can't lose Kyrie and Kevin Love both in a playoff series and beat anybody. It's just not going to happen.
All right. Right. Yeah, we know Chris Ray said Draymond is the engine though. Yeah, we know that, brother. He, defense and rebounding and all that and pushing the team that makes it go. Because Steph and Clay, that they're shooters. They ain't not necessarily pushing it. But you can see Draymond pushing that, pushing them and pushing the pace. So I agree with you. Definitely the team needs people like that. Every good team needs somebody like that.
Oh yeah.
So,
and speaking of that,
LeBron got that bum paid too. Tristan Thomas. That
that's another one, right?
Hey, Thompson, don't call that man Thomas. Thompson.
It don't matter.
Okay,
Thompson.
Tristan.
He's still not good.
Fake Dennis Rodman. Tristan is fake Dennis Rodman. He's a fake
but he ain't got no business. He ain't got no business with no max contract, Brandon. Come on.
Nah,
Lee, what you talking about? Thompson's a fake Timothy Mozgov. What are you talking about? That's how bad he is.
Hey, Thompson's TT's contract right now is pennies compared to everybody. $16 million is not a lot, bro.
Well, that was, but that's because the salary cap and all that stuff then went up again.
Correct.
But at the time, he was
a bad
way overpaid, man.
Yes.
LeBron got that man paid.
LeBron got him paid.
Nah, they got the same agent. They all got the same agent.
LeBron got him paid.
Hey, that's one thing that he do that them greats don't do. He look out for his team. But go ahead next.
Whoa.
Well, go ahead next.
Hey, you can't get nobody a bigger contract, and you got a trash contract too. So I'll leave it at that.
I mean,
Well, here's the last thing I'll say about Tristan Thompson. If he was so good, why isn't that a Laker right now? That's all I'm saying. Like if he's so good, Braun was like, "That's my boy. Get him over here. Let's do this," and that did not happen.
And that would be a good look to put him at 5 too.
But my point is, he's not. He ain't there. That's what I'm saying.
Nah.
You know what I mean? It's like we're good. We're
Lakers
fine.
I don't think the Lakers would trade for that contract. Lakers would get shot if they traded for that contract.
Oh, but what I'm saying though is, but if he were actually that good, Braun would have been like, "Come on, man, let's get my boy over here." That conversation did not happen.
Speaking of the Lakers, though, man. Speaking of the Lakers, before all this stuff happened, man, like, do y'all think they was going to win a championship or what?
Come on, James, you go first.
Ooh. That's a great question. I don't know because Kawhi's scary. I'm just being totally – he's scary. Like, when he hit that shot against Philly.
Low management, too, so he's preserving his body, basically.
Yeah, he low managing. And LeBron out that joint, the headband looked tight and all that shit. So, I don't know. He looked good, though. LeBron looked good. He's a monster. He was carrying the team. Anthony Davis fit well. They look good. But Kawhi scares me. I don't know. He just scares me. So I don't know who was going to win that bitch.
Chris says TT was a victim of the Kardashian curse. So
that's very true.
Hey, I'm trying to.
He's on that Chris Humphrey.
So was Blake.
But think about that though. But think about it though. He wasn't really that good. He got a lot of money, and he's a victim of the Kardashian curse. Is that a bad thing? I don't even know. That's not a bad thing,
I guess
right?
they brought him up. Then they brought him up in status. Gents, what you were trying to say, they got him some status.
Hell yeah. As a matter of fact, I don't even think Tristan brushed his hair before he started dating that girl.
No, who else don't brush his hair, don't you?
KD.
Oh, we know KD don't brush his hair. That's because KD is delusional.
Right, you have to have hair to brush it.
Terrible.
I bet you he be messing up some clippers, man.
Man. Get out my. Hey, I know we're trying to do I know y'all were trying to do 2 topics, but I got to ad-lib real quick. What do y'all think about the Draymond Green and Charles Barkley thing?
Draymond is smoking some crack.
I got you, Chris. I'm gonna get some questions up here. Let them finish this Draymond stuff.
So I guess ain't nobody. Yeah, ain't no.
Yeah, Draymond and Charles Barkley. So yeah, I'll go ahead. Draymond out his mind. Charles Barkley is Hall of Famer. If anybody watched Charles Barkley when he actually played, no good and well, especially in his prime. Especially in his prime, Charles was a beast.
Yeah, Philly.
But what, 6
Philly
was a problem.
He was a beast, man. And so I don't know what Draymond thinking. Just leave that alone. Just like Perkins told him. He said, "Draymond, you sound stupid. Leave that alone."
That's just like that. That's just like that Derrick Rose and Delhi thing you were talking about earlier, J Mac.
Yeah.
Derrick Rose said, "I don't even want to talk about that."
Hey, that dude ain't know my level. I ain't talking about that crap, man. Get out of here. And so Charles is trying to, Charles is one of them. He provokes and he likes to poke bears.
He does.
I think he does. But I think he could have really burned Draymond, but he didn't. He ain't going hard at him as he could have. I think just Barkley just having a little fun. That's all. But Draymond, he need to let that alone, man. Come on, man.
There's no doubt Barkley was
ain't on that level.
Barkley was one of the best power forwards we've ever all of us have seen play. There's no, it's clear. There's no doubt about it.
What Barkley, 22, 25 points points a game for his career. What is it, 20 something points?
Something like that, yeah. And
Draymond would have been
it was like 21 and 10. I think it was.
Draymond would have been a journeyman in the golden age of basketball. He would have been bouncing from team to team, trying to figure out where he belonged, what role he could play.
Well, at least he would have been better than Jared Dudley, 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists.
I don't know. I don't know.
Like 30 some minutes.
I don't know.
Yeah, he'd have been better than that.
How you play 30 some minutes and don't get no stats?
Chuck was a.
Hey, somebody go look it up right now. That's watching the feed. Who averaged more points for their career, Jared Dudley or Draymond Green?
Oh, I mean,
go look it up.
You got to look that one up.
Yeah, you ain't got to look that one up.
I ain't even got to look that one up.
That's an easy one.
Y'all know at some point in time, right? Jared Dudley averaged like double figures in points.
Yeah, but Draymond averages like that 15, 16 range though, so he's gonna be higher than Dudley for sure.
Yeah, especially before
a career.
Yeah.
He was having some good numbers.
Yeah.
Somebody please go.
Let me look
So
this
Brandon, you told us to look it up, but you looking it up right now, ain't you?
Nah, I'm not looking it up. Nah, I'm not looking it up. I'm ready to put
okay.
my daughter in the bed. I'm not looking it up. I ain't looking it up.
All
Hey,
right.
you know what? I'm sorry. I said Jared. I meant Chris. Y'all forgive me.
Oh, okay.
Chris Dudley. Yeah.
Oh shit.
They're slightly different players. Slightly different.
Yeah.
Oh
Look, this dude.
no.
I'm saying this dude was stealing checks, man. He was stealing checks, man. I mean, this dude had 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists.
J-Mac, I'm gonna take you back for a minute.
And I'm like,
Chris
dude,
Dudley,
I could get on there and get 4 points.
listen, J-Mac, I'm gonna take you back real quick. Chris Dudley was so bad. He made Mark Eaton look athletic. That's how bad Chris Dudley was.
I'm sorry.
I'll say that one more time. I'll say it one more time. Chris Dudley was so bad that he made Mark Eaton look athletic.
Exactly.
That's how bad Chris Dudley was.
Exactly. You know, Mark Eaton probably was big old 8 foot.
Right. Couldn't move.
Size,
you know what's so bad? I can't even put a.
Couldn't move. It took him about 10 minutes to get off the court.
Yes, exactly. And Dudley was slower than that. Mark Eaton was like, I think he wore like number 53. He was this big, like.
I know Mark Eaton. I'm talking about who Chris Dudley was. I can't even.
Oh, he played for the. I remember in the Nets.
Google him. You gonna laugh your butt off. Google.
Terrible.
I remember Chris Dudley was.
I know the name, but I can't. I don't know. I can't put it together.
He was.
He looked like Bill Gates or something fucking bad.
He was bad.
And I used to always, and I'd be like, every time I turn around, he was on somebody's bench, man, and I'd be like, you got to be kidding me.
He always kept a job. I don't know how that
this dude
kept a job. He always kept a job.
Who does he know? I mean,
I'll tell you.
Oh,
I tell you, he knows. He knows 6 fouls. That's who he knows.
Yeah.
You remember Chris Dudley now?
If he had some naked pictures of David Stern or something, because I don't know how this dude kept the job, man.
Like I said, he had 6 fouls. That's how he made a job. That's how he kept his job.
Oh, he was a goon.
He had to be. What else could he do?
I don't even think he was a goon. To be honest with you.
Nah, he wasn't. Not really.
I was rough also.
I just remember him being on the bench.
Nah, Dudley was a bookmark. So if he came off the bench, he held the spot until the person got arrested, came back.
Because at least
I don't remember nothing Chris Dudley ever did, positive or negative.
Because at least with a goon, you can give 6 fouls, like you said.
Yeah.
Right.
He couldn't even foul nobody.
No, you're right. You're right. He has to get in the way to foul somebody. You're right. You're right. About that. True.
Right. He was never in no posters, nothing. He was just on the bench. He was just on the team. I don't know how he did it.
Man, that's a nice job, ain't it?
Hey, I know we're on topics or whatever. Back to the Last Dance real quick. Did y'all see what Common Electra said that her and Rodman smashed all over the Bulls arena or whatever?
What?
They smashed everywhere. Yeah.
I must have missed that part.
Said they smashed everywhere.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
They smashed everywhere.
Wow.
I'll post it tonight on the Sports Enthusiast.
She putting that out there, huh?
That's why she.
Yeah,
that's why she said
me
she heard from MJ a little bit. She heard from MJ a lot of the times because he knew what the hell they was doing.
Well, he was supposed to be at practice and he up there smashing.
Yeah, all over the jump.
MJ like, hey, open this door. Got practice, fool.
Hey, me and Chavis were talking about this the other day. He made a post about the chicks that Robin was with.
Right.
He was saying it was for money, and I was saying it's because back then, like a lot of them girls he was messing around with, man, they just want a bad boy, man. And I don't mean like Detroit Pistons like bad boy. I mean like a dude that everybody perceives is like I don't
outside. Dude,
I want to do whatever I want to do. Yada 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 yada. What y'all's take on that?
Yeah, I agree with you. He had that bad boy persona. He had that I'm on the wild side persona, you know, the nose rings and the lip rings and the tattoos everywhere, and you know, and so I agree with you. That's kind of the girls like as much as they claim they don't, they like bad boys. For whatever, you know, and so I think you're right.
Yeah.
I mean I know Shavis right there when he said that Robin was ugly as fuck though. There ain't no way around that shit, man. I don't know. There wasn't nothing to make Robin look better. Different color hair, hats, rings, none of that shit.
Well, you know, for
Madonna
dudes,
didn't even look at him until he dyed his hair. Once he dyed his hair, Madonna said he was cute. That nigga just
skyrocketed.
that's all. One person
said that, he skyrocketed.
One woman gave him the thumbs up, and then from there on he was green, orange, red, purple, blue.
Yeah, he got that endorsement. He got that Madonna stamp. Bow, and all the girls wanted to say,
shit, let Rihanna call me cute. See how the fuck I act. I'm gonna act a motherfucking ass. Let Rihanna call me cute.
No,
girls asked to see Robin's resume. Just say Madonna on it. That's all I need to know.
Yeah.
I'm an election. Oh my gosh, he's still bad.
Yeah, Robin was seen with some interesting women, man. I'd say that, and you know, I don't know. Shavis posted a picture of him posing with Tony. Tony said, "No, we were at a gala and took a picture." And then somebody else came back with a picture of Robin picking her up, and I was cracking up.
No. You know damn well he beat that shit up. You know it. You know he beat it.
Well, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised because she was dating Birdman. So if she was dating that dude,
right?
So
she dated Birdman.
Yeah, and that dude was known to, you know, at least he was rumored to be, you know, messing around with other dudes and stuff. So if she was messing,
him and Lil Wayne kiss each other on TV.
Yeah, he was kissing Lil Wayne and stuff. I mean, you know. Yeah, that's my son, man. I don't kiss my son like that, man. Not since he was a little.
I would call the police on my dad
since he was a baby
like that.
Hey, I just posted it on the page.
I would have called the police on my dad kissed me like that.
I think it's great that Robin was able to get a 48-hour vacation to Vegas in the middle of the season.
Wasn't that wild?
How nuts is that? How nuts is that?
Hey, that's another thing too. I posted on the page that was talking about, and you know they had Phil Jackson, man. I'm telling you, that dude brought that team together. Whether it's scheme like you guys were talking about before, but as far as being a people person, handling all those personalities,
yeah,
man, he's amazing. And then they said some stat about he had 20 winning seasons in a row or something like that. Next closest person was like 10.
Yeah, he never had a losing season.
Yeah, Phil. Because think about it. Look at what he had how he had to finesse Kobe and Shaq. I mean, that was a job.
Yeah.
Well, no offense, but that's easy after dealing with Jordan and Rodman. It's like Kobe and Shaq. This is nothing.
Not really. Not really, because to be honest with you, on the court, and like Pippen said, on the court, Rodman's a professional. So
that's true. On the court,
it wasn't no thing. Rodman come out there to do one thing. I know what my job is. I know what my role is. I don't have to get the ball. I don't have to shoot.
But you've got to get Rodman to the game.
Well, and so
see what happened when they
that can be tricky. That can be tough.
See what happened when they tried to make that nigga do them Indian runs? They almost ran him into the ground. Mike wasn't trying to do that shit, run around the damn gym all day. That nigga can go. Right. He said Dennis Rodman is always on point. Always on point.
Again, once you get him in the building, yes.
There were games where you would see Rodman come out of the game. He over there on a freaking stationary bike on the sideline.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like, what's wrong with this dude, man? You know, this nonstop energy. You know,
couldn't sit still.
Right, couldn't sit still. You know, over on a stationary bike. But yeah, you guys ran down that list, Jennis. I don't remember who else was on there, but definitely those three.
Who you talking about? Robin still?
Yeah, Tony claimed.
Vivica.
Claims she was one of them. I know Vivica. Yeah.
Vivica Fox. You know she's trying to get a bad boy. Every time she turn around, she's trying to get one.
Right. Yeah.
She don't even know no better.
Hey, have y'all seen her lately, man?
Fuck
she
her whole
did. She got the lip injections. Oh my God. Planet of the Apes, yo. Oh my gosh.
You pulled a look, Kim?
Oh, it's disgusting. It's disgusting.
Man, it's terrible. I don't know why these women do that to themselves, man.
I don't know. To try to make their lips look full. It's just let it go.
And all that. And look, Kim just jacked stuff up, man. You know, I mean,
yeah, she looks, man.
Well, I mean, I know who they doing it for. I don't even know who they doing it for. They must be doing it for themselves. That's some selfish shit.
Yeah. What are you doing that for? Because who
they're trying to get them. I don't know, man. They trying to, fit in
Told you needed to
with
do
the
that.
new wave. Yeah,
Who told them they needed to do that though?
I don't know, but see, have y'all
They
seen
mess
Janet Jackson lately?
Uh-uh.
Have you seen her? Oh my God, Janet Jackson.
Who?
Janet Jackson.
What happened?
Oh,
She done went and did that?
Man,
Oh,
she
she's
got the
bad.
cheekbones.
The whole family's been had their
lifted,
face done for
the
years.
Eartha
lips.
Kitt.
Oh my
She
God.
look like
Think
Eartha
about it.
Kitt right now.
Think about it. Back in the day, like all the Jacksons went and got their noses done to match Mike's, so that way Mike's wouldn't look so out of place.
Well, shoot, look at Jermaine.
No, it's true. Look at him.
Y'all seen
You
Jermaine?
right.
He looked like
Yeah.
the Tin Man from the Wiz.
Who, Jermaine?
How did you know that? How did you know that?
It's called
trying to
photographic
keep it
evidence. They used to have nostrils. They don't anymore. It's real simple.
Well, we were just talking about last week, I think, wasn't it? We were talking about Michael's skin condition because he had the Sammy Sosa deal.
I remember that conversation. Oh man.
Yeah.
Hey, I love that dude to death, man. He's my favorite of all time of all music.
Who,
But that wasn't a
Michael?
condition. Yeah, that wasn't a condition, bro.
No.
He wanted to do that type of stuff.
Yeah, man,
it
come
wasn't
on,
a
man.
condition.
Ain't nobody
How
else,
y'all know?
ain't nobody
Yeah.
else in this family got that condition.
Yeah.
but him.
Yeah. Nah.
You saying you seen a whole family full of people with that condition before?
You ain't gonna be more
You
than one.
ain't never seen a whole
About
family
100
of people.
It's about 100 of them. It's about 100 of them, and he only one.
And Mike did that right before.
I ain't never seen a whole bunch of people at one time walking on the street with that condition.
10
He
brothers.
did that right before Black and White, man.
Huh?
Man, look, that man had a condition. I'm gonna take that man for his
No,
word.
man. Nah. Only thing I don't believe that they trying to throw him now.
What the fuck is y'all talking about?
Nah. Only thing I don't believe what they doing now is saying that he messed with these little kids. Let that man rest in peace, man. Leave that dude
I
alone.
don't know.
You ain't touch them goddamn
I don't
kids. Them
Hey,
them
hey,
boys
I don't
lying
know.
like shit.
I don't know.
Don't get me
Let's not
started
even-
on that.
let's not
I
even-
would go
let-
crazy.
I don't know.
Let's not even go there, man.
Let's
Mike was
not.
weird.
Correct.
Let's just leave it at
Correct.
that. Mike was
Correct.
weird.
He was weird, but he didn't. I mean, he was weird, but that's it.
Stop. Yeah, just don't even bring it up.
He's
I'm
not
about to
messing
get
with
mad.
no kids, bro. He ain't messing with no
Yeah,
kids. man. He
don't.
just love a lot of kids.
B, we don't know what the dude was doing, but you're right.
Correct.
If you ain't say nothing then, don't say nothing now.
Yeah, they trying to get money. It's a money thing.
I mean, they could have got money then, though.
So, I think
They
that
did
whole,
get money then.
yeah, and I think
Yeah.
that whole documentary was weird, man. That whole thing was just weird, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was.
I felt uncomfortable.
Disrespectful.
The whole thing.
I'm
Disrespectful.
going to say a big fat fuck you to Oprah Winfrey for that shit too. That's what I'm gonna do. Fuck that. Fuck her.
Hey, you know what? Like I said, man, I'm like, if this true, why these guys just not saying something, man?
Yeah, it's all trash, man.
I mean, I can understand when you're kids and you kids don't know how to articulate their feelings and thoughts and, going through manipulation and everything. But once you become an adult and you want to put stuff out there, why
The
wait?
only thing.
Why wait till he's dead for 5, 6 years or 8 years, whatever?
The only thing I'm gonna say, the only thing I'm gonna say about it, because whether it happened or not, whatever, you got to remember too, Mike's credibility is in question because this man's best friend was a chimp. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna say that, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Bubbles was his best friend, and I'm done. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
What's the Home Alone dude name?
Don't do that.
What's the Home Alone kid?
Macaulay
He
Culkin.
said he
Macaulay
never touched
Culkin.
him. Yeah, he
Macaulay
never
Culkin.
touched. He never did none of that. Yeah.
Okay,
McCarthy
that's
was over that
Hey,
joint
B.
every
B,
other
you
day.
take-
Like I said,
B,
the
you
only
taking-
point I'm making, I'm gonna say it one last time.
You taking
No,
Mike's best friend was a chimp.
stop. Don't do that.
Listen,
Hey,
you taking
That's
it down that
true.
road, B.
hey,
Let it go, B. Let it go. Just
all I'm
because
saying.
he ain't touched one kid, don't mean he ain't touched another kid.
That's all. I'm done. That's my only point. I'm done.
Bubbles out of this shit. That's some fucked up shit to bring bubbles up, yo. That's some fucked up shit to bring.
Because because we all know it changes the whole perspective.
Oh my God.
well, one thing I know for sure, Bubbles never accused Mike of molesting him. So,
Facts.
This shit ain't even funny, man.
We
It's
good.
not funny.
I don't know though. If give Bubbles a typewriter, we might get a different story. Mike touched me. It was terrible.
no, they said, and with those kind of animals, they get aggressive. They said, shoot, he had to Bubbles last few years or whatever. He had to keep Bubbles in the cage, man. Bubbles out there trying to turn people's legs off and stuff. You know,
Like I
those,
said.
those apes and stuff are strong, man.
Like I said, that's
Whatever.
the only point I'm gonna make. I'm done. I'm not
So
gonna
we
wait.
really
That's,
doing
I'm
this.
out.
We really doing this. We really doing this. Like, if I had known we was gonna talk about bubbles, I wouldn't join this shit tonight.
No, no, man. We ain't going to talk about bubbles, man.
Michael Jackson ain't touched them goddamn kids. Fuck Oprah Winfrey. Leave bubbles alone. Let's talk about Michael Jordan, LeBron James, whoever the fuck. Michael Jackson ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Rest in peace, MJ. Rest in peace, Bubbles.
That's my dog.
Yeah, all of them, rest in peace. Prince, rest in peace, Prince.
Yeah.
Hey, can I say something to y'all real quick?
You got the floor.
Can I say something?
You got the floor.
Dallas Cowboys, mofo.
What about them?
CeeDee Lamb, mofo. Get ready for it.
What about them?
Not to go to the Super Bowl again? For y'all to miss
With
the
that
Super Bowl
offense,
again?
get ready for
There you
it.
go with that shit.
Get ready for it.
For what?
Nah, I'm not.
We've been waiting for 20-some years. What are we waiting for? What you got?
It's all right. It's
I
all
don't
right.
know who everybody root for.
Hold on. What's your team, kid?
My team.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Steelers. We know what it's like.
y'all the last
We know what it's like
time.
to play in the Super Bowl in the
We
2000s.
beat y'all the last time we played y'all.
We got 2 Steelers.
Yeah,
beat
in
y'all last time we
95. In 95.
No, what I'm talking about the regular season when Dak
Who
was a
cares?
rookie.
That don't matter. None of that matters.
Hey,
regular season
I'm just saying.
Oh no, I'm sorry, my bad.
Hey,
You're right. 'Cause that's all
we
y'all
saw-
got. My fault. I'm sorry. That's all y'all got. My bad. You're right.
That was hey, Kyan, that was their Super Bowl, man. You got to give it to them.
I know. That's why I got to
Hey.
step back. That's my bad. I'm sorry.
Hey, y'all gonna cry about it later. Watch what
What?
I tell you.
What
I'm gonna tell y'all
Cry
right
about it
now.
later.
What's your
I'm not
prediction?
gonna say.
Cowboys ain't
I'm
gonna
not
make the
gonna say
playoffs.
Super Bowl.
What's
No,
your
I'm not gonna.
prediction?
What?
What's your prediction?
Cowboys ain't making the playoffs.
What?
Cowboys ain't gonna make the
Oh,
playoffs.
you lying.
No, Jay, watch this.
This is
Hey,
coming.
Brandon.
I want to write it
That's
down.
coming
Where'd you
from
put
a
y'all's,
Red Tails fan.
Brandon, where'd you put your division championship from last year? Oh, that's right. Eagles took y'all. My bad. I'm so sorry. My fault.
All I want to know is
Yeah,
what's your
before that, what
prediction
happened?
for this season? What's your prediction?
Y'all took damn near half the
11
season
and
win a
5.
game last
11
year.
and
Pittsburgh
11 and
Steelers
5,
fan.
okay.
Y'all
11 and 5.
start off 0-5. Y'all took damn near half the season to win a game.
Yeah,
Hey,
with
James.
Mason Rudolph and Delvin Hodges as our quarterback. So don't.
You got
so,
2 Pittsburgh fans in
you
here,
were hot
James.
rod.
You got
Come on now.
J Mac and Kyan are Pittsburgh fans.
Come on now.
And you got 2 Cowboys fans, and then we got a Redskins fan. I'm just gonna stay in my corner.
That's probably yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna hang back here. Like I said,
I tell you,
Y'all was
right.
selling.
We missed the playoffs with our third string quarterback. Our bad. We're sorry.
right.
We messed
I tell
up.
you what, 11 and 5 should get y'all in playoffs. So,
I'm going with 11 and 5, 10 and 6 at worst.
I hope you like that 8-8 that's coming
We
next
got-
year. Hope you enjoy it.
Nah, I doubt it. Not with Mikey Mack. It ain't.
You think Zeke's in shape? You think Zeke's in shape right now?
Oh, right now, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You gotta be.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Zeke ain't in shape because he think he got more time.
Not even close. He ain't even close to being in shape.
He think he got way more time. Like, oh shit,
Wait.
So what is
this?
hang out.
but
Yeah,
the
we
way
got
that
the
training
great
camp to
height.
get in shape.
It's like the great white hype. He is in shape. He's round. Zeke ain't ready.
Guess what the good thing?
James.
Guess what the good thing is?
James, what is that face you're making down there, man?
Because he's over there talking about Zeke. I don't understand what he's talking about. Listen, he talking about he's not going to be in shape. This man has won 2 Russian titles. When he was suspended for half the season, one season, he still had over 1,000 yards. This past season, he was the 4th lead in Russia and 2nd yards in scrimmage last year. Y'all leave me. Look, man. Look.
But how did he
Was
do
he
in
in
the playoffs
shape?
last
Was
year?
he in shape last year?
But how did he do in the playoffs
Was he-
last year?
Was he in
Oh,
shape
they
last
didn't
year?
make it
He
last
did that.
year. I keep forgetting that.
He
My
wasn't
bad.
in shape.
I'm
when he
sorry.
did that.
Keep going. My bad. Go ahead.
That's
You're right.
only because our coach was tripping, but we got rid of him.
Oh,
We got rid of Clap It Up. We got rid of Clap It Up.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
okay.
We sent him packing. Now we got a real coach in there. We're going to get the ball to Zeke, and we're going to see how much he talk shit then.
I forgot Jennis.
I can't wait.
What did he get suspended for, Jennis?
Pulling the girl titties out.
Because the white girl lied on him. That's why white girl lied on him and he got suspended.
First of all, Zeke, because of all this stuff that's happening, he's gonna get suspended for everything now. That's just
Oh my God.
that's just how it's gonna work. It's not.
Yes.
It's listen. It's not his fault. But you know how it works. Same thing with James.
Reputation, yeah.
Yeah.
All that. Once you get that reputation, man, it's like that. But
Exactly.
if either one of y'all Cowboys fans say that he was in shape last year, you're lying to yourself, and y'all need to
But
just stop.
ain't that? Hey, but look, listen to this, Lee. Ain't that scary? Ain't that scary?
It is
He
scary.
wasn't in shape.
It is scary.
He wasn't in shape, but he did what he did.
No, it is scary.
Y'all would have made the playoffs if he was in
it's-
shape.
It's very scary. The problem is they need him to be in shape to do well.
Yes.
Y'all done made up a whole story that's
That's
not
fine.
fucking true. Happy with it. Happy with it.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, show me your division championship from last year. Show me your playoff run from last year. Like you say, he
Show
was
me
fourth in the league
yours.
in rushing. Great. Where's the
Pause.
So you
Show
telling
me
me
your
all these
championship.
other niggas was out of shape then is what you're saying? Because
Like,
like I
we can
said,
show you a championship from the 2000s. Where's yours at, Brandon? 95? You blew dust off of it.
second most yards
Come
from
on, man.
scrimmage last year. The second most yards from scrimmage last year belonged
And y'all
to Zeke
still
Elliott.
didn't make the playoffs.
Hey, who had the first most? Who had the most
We're
yards first
talking
most?
about-
Who
Oh,
had
yeah,
the
so
most
you heard the
yards
most last
from
year.
scrimmage?
You
We
said
talking
first
about him
most.
being out of shape.
You
We
said
talking about
first
him.
No, I
most.
said,
Here we go. Who had the most?
I said that shit. I said first most.
Go
I
on
said
and own it.
who had the most yards from scrimmage last year?
Travis Henry.
What?
Rushing yards.
No, I
Well,
said
not Travis
most-
Henry,
said
but
Derrick
you know what I mean.
Derrick Henry?
Henry, yeah.
No,
Derrick
wasn't him
Henry.
either.
Yeah.
No, who
It
had the
wasn't him either.
most
Well, rushing yards.
yards?
Rushing yards.
No,
Scrimmage.
he said from
Rushing
scrimmage.
Oh, it was a white kid.
Ooh, the white kid.
It was
Lamar
McCaffrey.
Jackson.
One good year. One good year.
One good
One
year.
good year.
Come on,
But
man.
what,
You
Zeke
still
had four.
disrespecting?
Zeke had
You
4.
still disrespecting,
Zeke
and
had
you
4.
expect me to give you a pass?
Zeke
You
had
expect me to give
4.
you a pass on Zeke, and you still disrespecting McCaffrey?
That's
He
not
had to
disrespect.
listen.
That's one good year.
McCaffrey had the first most. Okay, he had the first most.
It's the first. But that's still 1 year, Lee. That's 1 year.
What? Wait, was this last year? The most recent
One-
year, right? That's what
Yes,
we're talking
1
about.
year.
We're talking about
I'm
the
not
most
gonna
recent
lie.
year. Right? We're talking about the most
He's
recent.
been in the league. How many?
We're talking about the year that
Right.
Zeke wasn't in shape. That's the year
How
we're
many
talking
years?
about, right?
How many years? Right, but how many years have you been in the league?
What does that matter? Brandon, have you ever heard
So he's
that?
had
Have
one
you ever
good
heard
year.
that phrase? You're only as good as your last year, day,
Well,
time,
Zeke was
everything.
good last year then. Well, Zeke was good last year then. That's fine.
Last
He
year?
just didn't lead
No.
the league in rushing.
No, he was okay. Who led the league in rushing?
I said he just didn't lead the league in rushing. How's a top 4 running back, top 5 running back not good?
I'm just saying.
How is that possible?
I'm going by your counterpart, saying that he ranked high in yards from scrimmage, and he wasn't the best yards from scrimmage. He wasn't the best rushing because he was out of shape.
That's why I said he's the second
That
most
could be
before you said
true.
he was the first most.
Second most.
Like you said, he was having too much fun holding out, and then they're like, "You got the champ." He's like, "Oh man."
Hey, that's gonna be the title.
Ed McCaffrey's a beast. I can't lie. He's a monster. He's a beast.
It's good.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I like Zeke. Brandon, tell you, man. I was saying he was the best back in the league a couple
Oh, I
years
know.
ago.
I know. Yeah, I know.
But
He is.
Zeke got to get serious, man. If Zeke
Yes.
actually gets
He
serious
does.
Yes.
and act like he want to play football, like really, really want to play to his potential, then he's going to be a serious problem. But until
agree.
then, I'm going to say he's out of shape.
How do y'all say he's
I
not
agree.
serious when he's jumping over top of people's heads? That's some serious shit right
But
there.
let me put it in perspective, though. For example, a lot of folks in the group have dog Todd Gurley, right? And I get that. But Gurley scores more touchdowns than Zeke does, and he plays in less games. How
One
does that?
year he did. 1 year he did.
No, every year, except for last year.
Nah, not every year.
Yeah, he has more career touchdowns than Zeke does. Period. End of
Oh,
story.
you ready to make me go look at this now?
Go
So
look
you
at it.
should've said that.
Look at it.
Hey, while you
Yeah,
at it, while you at it, make sure you see about Jared Dudley's average points per game too.
Oh, I did. I looked at
Why
it.
researching? Like I said, except for last year, that's the only year. Like, I can't explain it with Zeke. He gets the ball enough. He just, for whatever reason, he doesn't score a lot.
Yeah, my
He doesn't score at that level. That's what I'm
my
saying.
apologies to Jared Dudley for confusing him with Chris Dudley. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was already say Jared Dudley got.
My bad.
Yeah, Jared's watching the show. He's coming for you.
Yeah. So sorry, brother. I meant Chris. I mean, you kind of look goofy like him, but your game is a little better than his, though.
Now, I was talking about Jared Dudley having somebody said he was kissing ass on the team. I said he was eating ass last time because I don't know how he's on our Lakers team. Yeah, he need to go. Y'all say his game ain't that trash. He is the new age Chris Dudley right now.
Well, I don't know, man.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, Chris said, Chris Ray said that Jared is a locker room guy, whatever that means. So
Yeah, I said that before.
Hey,
I said
you know what
before.
though? You know what? If that's the case, make him a coach.
that's what I'm gonna say. What does locker room guy mean? Does he clean the tiles, collect the towels? What does he do?
No, we know what he means by a locker room guy. He, keeps the players together. He's like an
Yeah.
extension of the coaching staff. I get that, but I'm saying just make him a coach and then pull another player in to actually help you play basketball.
Yeah, make him an assistant coach. I agree.
Locker room
so
guy is another word for saying bum. Just say what it is.
So for clarity, for Kyan, Zeke has more rush yards. Zeke has more rush
That's
yards.
why I said
than Gurley.
touchdowns.
And
No, I said
Gurley
touchdowns.
had one. Yeah,
I
Gurley-
specifically
Gurley-
said touchdowns.
Hold on, let me finish.
Nope, I don't
Zeke
care about
has
rushing
more
yards.
rush
How many
yards.
touchdowns? Touchdowns.
He has one more year than them. He has more
Touchdowns.
touchdowns. 58.
How many touchdowns?
58.
How many does Zeke have?
40.
Okay.
That's an extra year.
So
So if Zeke gets 18 next year,
right.
if they play a full season, then we can revisit this. But
Actually,
if he
watch
don't get
this.
18, but if he don't get 18,
How many did Zeke have last year?
12.
Zeke had 12. So did Gurley, and Gurley played like garbage last year.
You think he play like garbage?
He only had like 800-some yards for him. Like for Gurley, yeah, he had a bad year last year. By Gurley standards, that's a bad year, and he still had as many touchdowns as Zeke did. And Zeke had more carries.
Where did the Rams trade Gurley to?
The Falcons.
Falcons.
No, they didn't even trade him. They let him go.
Oh wow! So who did he sign with?
Atlanta.
Falcons.
Falcons.
Yeah.
He could have done better. He could have done better than the Falcons.
Well,
He went-
he likes Georgia though. So
yeah, he likes GA.
yeah.
I'm just thinking of as far as because running backs don't have like longevity, and I'm thinking this could be his last chance to actually win something. So why you want to sign with a team that definitely ain't? I'm sorry, man.
I mean, you're right.
Yeah, I mean,
You're right.
Well, that's where he came from. He came from there.
I'm still not going to forget what the Falcons did. Even after all these years, man.
But here's what I will say about Atlanta going into next year. So if Gurley's healthy at all, what have you, they could contend for the division next year. I think the Saints are going to take a step back. I'm not saying the Saints will make the playoffs, but they're not going to be like 13-3 or 14-2. I mean, they're not going to be as good as they were last year, I don't think.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
Why?
They were talking about ESPN was talking about today the older class, Breeze and Brady and even our boy in Pittsburgh and somebody else they mentioned is that
You got to put Rivers in there too. Though.
I said Rivers.
These teams are starting to try to replace them guys now. So
Aaron Rodgers. You talking about Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, because Aaron is pissed off at the Packers. So.
He'll be 30. He'll be 38. Yeah, he'll be 38.
Hey, you believe Aaron?
God,
It's gonna be 38.
Fast, doesn't it? But remember, he also didn't play for almost 3 years.
Right.
Yeah, Brett Favre. Yeah. Brett Favre started for a few years before he went to the helm.
Yeah, and when you playing behind Brett Favre, you don't get no clock.
None.
He don't let you on the field. He only want to let you practice.
Nope. Even blowouts, Brett's
He's not helping you at all.
Yeah, blowouts, like you said, they could be up 59-2, and he ain't coming off the field.
Nope. He's like, let's get 66. I'm gonna keep playing. I'm good. Oh, okay. All right.
Aaron bided his time, and I guess it worked out for him because when it was his time, he was ready to step up.
Yeah, it was true.
He learned a lot.
Who's his head coach when he won that Super Bowl? The people just want to know at home. I just want to know.
Time out. No. I gotta stop you right here. Are you about to try
I just want to ask a question.
No. Stop. I'm gonna stop you right now because you're about to try to compare Dak Prescott to Aaron Rodgers. Do not.
No.
Do not.
I'm not comparing. I'm not comparing.
No.
I'm talking about
All he
coaching.
did was
Do not.
That's all I'm doing.
Do not.
All he did was
Coaching. That's it.
Because that's the follow-up. Of course, it's Mike McCarthy, but that's the follow-up.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
well, Dak Prescott.
That's all.
He's got Mike
That's
McCarthy.
all I wanted. That's all I wanted.
asked you.
No.
That's cool.
That's all I wanted to know.
How many times? So the Packers won a title under Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers. They won one, and that was it. That was all.
Yeah.
With Aaron Rodgers as the quarterback, and you got that.
And Aaron Rodgers has been.
how many?
And I'll agree with Skip. I'll agree with Skip Bayless on this. Since McCarthy has left Aaron Rodgers, his years has gone down. I'm not even talking.
I'm talking about before that though. I'm talking about while they were there together. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about while they were there together.
But isn't it also
How many wide receivers did Aaron Rodgers play with that were drafted in the first round?
Isn't it also they haven't really put the right talent around him either?
Right.
Dude, he's had dogs around him.
Right.
Even after
you can
First round wide receiver. He's never had a first round wide receiver. Never.
So
Right.
some
You
of
don't
that.
polish
Yes.
a turd so much, man. It's
Listen. I'm gonna tell you what about the Packers, man. For whatever reason, you stick a player in a Packers jersey and they look like they suck. If you ain't Aaron Rodgers, you look like you suck. I don't even care if
Right.
you're good. For some reason, everybody looks like they suck.
But here's the thing too, like the Packers have as when you come to like wide receiver or what have you, the Packers have a history of finding these like late round guys who become great, right? Like no one knew who Donald
Right.
Driver was, but we get to Brett Favre, he becomes great. No one knew who Antonio Freeman was. He's with Brett Favre, he becomes great. For some reason, the Packers have always done that, and I think that's why they continue to do like, oh, we'll just find somebody in the second or third round and it'll be fine because our quarterback is great. I'm not saying it's worked out great, but that's what they do.
That's how all them old-ass franchises trying to be cheap do. That's how they do.
That's what Pittsburgh does. Not in that position specifically. That's what Pittsburgh does. We do it with linebackers. We'll take linebackers in the first round for the most part. We find them everywhere else.
If you got an outside stadium and only 2 colors in your jersey, your ass is being cheap.
Probably. That's probably true.
But you got to factor, and again, it's to me, the NFL is a delicate balance between being cheap and being smart because they have that I won't say stupid, but they have that salary cap. And it's a hard salary cap, man. And it's, and so that's a big balance, man, and trying to stay under the cap and keep your good players. And it's not easy to do that. So that's why the draft is very important to them. The draft and then bringing other kids off the street because you can only hold on to so many stars, man.
Especially if you have a franchise quarterback.
You have to be efficient.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Lee. My bad.
You have to be efficient if you're running a business. That's any business.
Yeah.
Sure. So I get it. But I still remember Sam Bradford coming in the league as a rookie and making $50 million. So the shit just changed. So I don't know.
He was the last one. He was the last one.
That year was the last year.
Yeah.
But it happened, and that was not that long ago. So I don't even want to hear the excuses. Some people they want to pay, some people they don't. They get one excuse, and then now they don't have to pay you all that extra garbage, man. If you want to get the people what they want to see, man, just pay the people.
The only people they're gonna really pay is quarterback.
That's exactly right. And it's funny that you mentioned that because you look at the Chargers, you look at obviously Pittsburgh, you look at the Packers,
look at the Patriots. Look at the
Patriots. Although Tom Brady's a little different because he's always taken less, even though he probably should have gotten paid more.
He still got paid the most.
True. And so what ends up happening is you're right. Like with teams like that, you can't miss in the draft because you're paying your quarterback so much. You've got to get everything else right. You got to get it perfect. And if you don't, you're going to end up looking like Cincinnati, or you're going to end up looking like not Cleveland. That's different, but you're going to look like Cincinnati.
Or Washington.
I'm sorry.
We've taken the route. We haven't paid our –
Too soon, J-Mac. Too soon.
We haven't paid Dak yet, and I'm not mad about it. Franchises, motherfucking ass. Keep on doing it.
So
the first one's crowned when y'all lose them too.
So you ain't
let me respond to that. Let me respond to that.
Go ahead.
So that everybody understands and people are unknowledgeable about this whole situation. The Dak and Jerry Jones issue is 4 years and 5 years. The money is good.
So it
goes up. So this year, it's the years. Dak wants to re-up again when he turns 30. Jerry Jones like, no, we want to do 5 years. So Jerry's gonna have to bend on it. Mm-hmm. He's gonna have to bend on the whole situation. It's not the money.
So here's the part that's
so
if they go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
So if they re-up, so if you do 4 years, Dak would make 36 this year, 38 next year, 40, and then 42. But Jerry want to do it. He'll make 35, 37, 39, 41, and then 43. That's how he wants to do it. So they want to save $2 million, which I don't know why. Jerry was on a yacht that was like $4 million. Like money shouldn't, you know what I'm saying? That's the issue is the year.
Well, but here's what I'm going to say. The reason why this is happening is ironically because of Zeke. Because when Zeke held out, like here's what was supposed to happen. What the Cowboys were going to do is they were going to negotiate with Dak and Amari this year. So they were going to pay Dak. So that way, I'm sorry, they were paying last year, excuse me. They were going to pay Dak so they wouldn't have to pay him 38 or 40. They could have gotten away with paying him 32 or 33 for the next couple of years. And then they could pay Amari Cooper a little bit less as well. But then once Zeke held out, they had no choice but to pay Zeke first. And so now it's thrown their whole timetable off. And that's where that $2 million and stuff is becoming a problem for Jerry. I agree with you. The issue is like, I'm just going to eat it and pay it. But it's becoming an issue for them because Zeke's contract is going to start skyrocketing next year because of his new deal. And the timing messed them up. because they wanted to lock in Dak first before he hit that 5th-year option. And then they couldn't do it because Zeke held out, because they had to pay Zeke. And I'm not saying they shouldn't have paid him. They had to pay him, but they wanted to wait a year to pay Zeke, and they had no choice because he held out last year.
And so here's another question, and maybe we can have an honest conversation with Cowboys fans. Traditionally, quarterbacks are more valuable, traditionally.
Mm-hmm.
But are the Cowboys saying Zeke is more valuable to us?
It should be saying it, because we built the team to run. And that's why we're able to get so many passing yards, because the teams were playing for us to run. They were stacking everything against Zeke, and we got yards, and then we got meaningless yards and meaningless touchdowns in the games that didn't even really have any effect on the outcome. So it's like we were built, when we drafted him at number 4, we built that team to be a running team. You understand? So, yeah, we need to pay the guy who we built the team around. That's what I think.
Okay, and so with that being said, then if you're gonna pay your running back, then too, but obviously at some point you're gonna have to have a competent quarterback. So you either draft another one, and start over, or if you think Dak is your man, you pay him. But Brandon said they're only off like 1 year on a contract or something. So if the money is the same, why would Dak care?
It was $2 million. It was $2 million off. It was $2 million off. And I think the
What's the
issue
total?
with Jared,
What's the total?
I think the total was 144.
What?
The money's fine.
$2 million off, and it's 144.
It's 144. Yeah, and it was like 125. It's more than what Carson Wentz guaranteed is. Which the money for that it's the new wave. You know what I'm saying? Watson is ready to get $40 million right now. He's going to get 40. So if Jerry Jones is smart, he'll do this shit right now, because then Mahomes is right behind. He's ready to go and get like 45.
Right.
So you go ahead and do it right now. I think the problem is what happened is Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones had a slated number for Dak. They did not expect this dude to turn out what he is. So now they're in a shitter right now. Like, what the, you know what I'm saying?
But
I think that's the problem.
Well, let me make sure I understand. Dak is hesitant because of $2 million off a $140-something million contract.
No. Dak is hesitant because he wants 4 years.
He wants to renegotiate.
The money is still pretty much.
Yeah, the money is going to be the same. The money's going to be the same. That's not what they're arguing about.
Man, I'm taking.
Jerry wants 5 years.
How much of it's guaranteed?
125.
Oh man,
that's more than. Yeah, it's more than any quarterback in the league ever.
But
it's the years.
Because Dak understands that the new CBA is about to be in effect if he signs now. If he commits to 5 years, he won't be able to renegotiate in 4 years where he can get more money. That's why he doesn't want to commit to so many years.
Which is why the Cowboys wanted to lock him up last year.
That's why they
want to do it last year.
But there's a risk in betting on yourself. You can go out and blow a knee.
Exactly. So that's why the Cowboys don't need to pay him now, because they'd be stupid. He needs to keep proving himself until they have no choice but to pay him.
Hey,
but in the meantime, they can still draft the quarterback while he's playing under the franchise and develop somebody while he's playing under the franchise. So if the niggas start smelling himself, fuck you, bye. We got somebody right here.
Hey, I got something for you though. What would Scottie Pippen do though?
I'm not fucking my summer up. I'm gone.
Now y'all trying to get me riled up.
No, I ain't trying to get you riled up, James. For real, I think they should pay Dak. Call it a damn day.
Hey,
I agree, Brandon, I agree with you, man, about just go ahead and just paying the man. Just do it. I don't understand what the problem is. They're going to end up having to pay him more if they wait potentially anyway.
That's what I'm saying. They just need to go ahead and fold. Get a kid.
Not if you don't
4
play well.
years and just call it a day. It's just 4 years.
There's no guarantee he's going to play well under that contract, so why not just let him prove it still again? Why are you thinking about it? Are we for sure he's our quarterback and get us there? No. So why pay him and give him the money yet? Make him play under that franchise again.
You know why?
He did not make the playoffs. God damn it.
If you guys expect to win or to go further like all the fans think, then whoever is at the quarterback, you guys are going to pay. You guys are going to pay somebody. You guys are going to have to pay someone.
If we do not pay Dak Prescott, if we do not pay Dak, we are restarting over.
Right.
You have to pay Dak.
Yes.
You have to repay him. Jerry Jones knows he's going to die within the next 3 or 4 years. If you don't pay this kid,
no, you
starting over.
Hope he gonna die. He gonna live forever.
No. Jerry Jones is 70. Jerry Jones is 77.
He gonna be 100 years old. Talking about he's
77.
Next year's the year he's gone.
3 years. Brandon gave that nigga 3 years.
And here's the thing. I don't know if y'all listening to it. I don't know if y'all listen to it. Jerry Jones said this will be his last CBA contract. The CBA is in 4 years. Jerry knows he's got like some type of health issues.
Does he?
Man, Brandon,
this is going to be it.
That don't mean he's going. He might not have meant he's going to die. He might just have meant he ain't going to be as part of it anymore. He might just be stepping down or whatever. You trying to kill the man?
Step down.
Brandon Water.
No, I'm not trying to kill him.
Jerry Jones is going to die in 82 months. He's going to die.
Done. He's done.
I'm not trying to kill him, but he's too prideful. He's not walking away.
Brandon said, by any means necessary, get him out.
Get him out.
He got 3 years. He got 3 more years, and that's it.
Pull the plug on his ventilator, but he's not on the ventilator. Pull the plug anyway. He's done.
That's pretty much what he's saying. I mean, I can read between the lines. I mean, you say,
no.
This is my last CBA.
What he's potentially saying is that his son's going to take over. That's all. Like his son will be the one doing the drafts because Steven's been with him for at least the past 10 years doing it. That's all he's trying to say. Jerry's
been with him for the last 15 to 20 years.
And that may not be good if he grooms Steven. So he just Jerry Light, Jerry 2.0. You know, that's so.
They did good this year, though. To their credit, they had a good draft this year.
Well, let me say this. I would say that Michael, so Bill Bidwell, you know, when he was here in St. Louis, he was a horrible owner, and then when he horrible, but then finally when the son took over, that's when So
the Ursays were the same way with the Colts.
Yeah,
Jim was way better than his dad.
So you got some hope there, Brandon. If the son gets to take over, but the Raiders, you know, Mark Davis, man, he's the opposite. Actually, Al Davis was pretty smart. As he started screwing up when he got older. I guess he was getting sick or something.
Yeah, Steven.
I have no problem with Jerry Jones. I have no problem whatsoever with Jerry Jones.
Steven Jones is the voice. Like he's the voice. Jerry just want to go do what he want to do. Steven Jones is the voice of everything, like behind the scenes, making the money. He's the one that's doing all of that stuff right there.
So James, you ain't got no problem with Jerry Jones?
Know that you come across Jerry table, huh?
You ain't got no problem with Jerry Jones?
I do.
No problem whatsoever.
Oh wow.
Wow.
First Cowboy fan I've heard say that.
Maybe I'm the smartest one you met, but yeah.
Cut it out.
No problem with Jerry Jones at all. I mean, the only thing he did wrong, but I can't keep being mad at him for firing Jimmy Johnson. I still should be our coach, but I can't keep holding that against him. Like,
I don't think that's the gripe anymore. I think that okay. So put it this way: let's say Jerry actually had a GM. Okay, he wasn't.
That's what it is. We need a fucking GM.
Let's say Jerry had a GM in place since '95, and this GM had not won a Super Bowl or even got near a Super Bowl. You think that GM would still be employed by the Dallas Cowboys?
Probably not.
I don't know because Jason Garrett kept this job for like 10 years.
So with that being said, Jerry should have fired himself a long time ago.
He should have.
I don't know though. To be fair, he might have kept his job. Like I said, Jason Garrett had his job for what, 10 years? 8 years, 10 years. He didn't win anything either.
Yeah, but that's because Jerry like to have a what do you call it, a fall guy, somebody he can.
Right, but for 9 years, that's a lot of falling.
His only problem is he wants to have a yes man. But my thing is, if there's not a coach out there that can't be a yes man and be smart enough to manipulate Jerry Jones in that building, there's going to be somebody out there that's smart enough to be able to say, okay, I'm going to manipulate Jerry and make him believe I'm giving him everything he wants. But I'm going to take control of this team too. Because don't act like Jimmy Johnson didn't do just that. Jimmy Johnson did that.
What Jerry should have did after his first 10 years of getting it wrong, he should have said, okay, let me hire a real GM. and get some real football people in here. Let them run the team.
Yep.
I'll sign the checks and collect checks. That's what she did.
So you absolve Jason Garrett of everything?
No,
Like,
a real GM would have got rid of Jason Garrett. A real GM would have got rid of Jason Garrett a long time ago.
Yes. After like year 4, he'd have been gone.
That's what I'm saying. You don't think this no coach can exist with under Jerry Jones like Jimmy Johnson did? Why can't there's no other mind out there? The only thing is they don't want to, but there's guys that can go in that dynamic and coach under Jerry Jones and win.
You can't win.
They just don't choose to.
But my brother, you cannot win. You cannot have a successful winning organization with an owner that meddles like that. He's got players that running back door on the coaches snitching and stuff. You can't do that, man. You know, they don't like what the coach say. They go and talk to Jerry. Well, Jerry said, I ain't got to listen to you today.
Same thing that
finger.
That's my point, though. Jimmy, you think they didn't try to go behind Jimmy Johnson? They knew Jimmy Johnson laid down the law early. If you watch that documentary on Cowboys, Jimmy Johnson, when they made their runs, Jimmy Johnson laid down the law to where, yeah, they knew Jerry was still, he had an open door policy, but guess what? They wasn't going to cross Jimmy. The players weren't going to cross Jimmy.
But you got to realize, too, at that time, Jerry had really just he really just bought the team. And so with the success that Jimmy was having, it would have been hard for Jerry to overrule Jimmy. So they just,
right, you said what now?
So they
said
just
what? You said the success. The success he was having. You can't tell me that team, those teams that Jerry Jones has been building over the years with Romo, all these other teams he built over the last few years haven't been capable as far as talent-wise. And it has been a coach that can't get it done. And whether they're a yes man or not,
I do not.
Jerry Jones doing interviews or not. If you ain't that coach, you can get it done and make people follow you. It's your fault.
I'm going to say this, and I'm going to let Kyan talk. I don't believe the Romo teams were capable of winning Super Bowl.
You're crazy. Romo, yes. When T.O. was there that last, yes. When they went 13-3, yeah.
You know why? Because Dez caught the goddamn ball. Dez caught the goddamn ball. Dez caught the goddamn ball.
He did.
Look, all I'm going to say is this. This is my last point about this. And I'm going to sum it up just like this. Jerry Jones didn't let Bill Parcells do what he wanted to do with that team. That's all I got to say. Like, you can say what you want about Jerry Jones and Jimmy. He didn't let Bill Parcells, one of the greatest football minds we have ever seen,
and that
basically do what he wanted.
That tells you all you need to know right there.
I'm sorry.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, you're right.
That don't tell me shit.
You're right.
That don't tell me shit. You know why that don't tell me shit?
He's still capital.
You know why that don't tell me shit? Because you cannot be the head coach of a fucking football team in the NFL where you're working with NFL players, professionals, grown men, and you call the best receiver on your team the player. Bill Parcells was fucking up too. Hey. Just because he won a couple titles
wait a minute.
Wow.
Doesn't mean he wasn't fucking up.
Well, you mean the guy who found you, Tony Romo, was fucking up? Is that what you're saying? The guy who made sure you drafted him? You say he's fucking up?
Bill Parcells was not perfect when he was with us.
No,
he was not. He was not perfect.
Let's get some clarity. Who was the player?
Too fucking long in the first place.
Owens.
Should have put Romo in a year early. He should put Romo in a year early. Yes, he was fucking up.
And Terrell Owens is a diva. So yes. Bill Parcells was not off.
But he was a dog.
Was he a dog. Was he the player?
The player.
If you're trying to get this man to be a dog for you, you don't disrespect him. That's not good coaching.
Well,
come on, y'all.
Hey, if you got a player that thinks he's bigger than the team, he's got to be brought down a peg or two.
Unless he's the quarterback.
In my mister's voice. Got to bring it down.
Yeah, that's what that was. Put the black nigga in his place. Let me stop.
But on the
don't get him on that.
On a serious note, though, he Terrell, man, come on, man, Terrell was bigger than the team, man.
Now, no, he wasn't. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm just gonna say one thing on Terrell Owens, and I'll let y'all have your opinion of him all you want to. I went down to the Dallas Cowboys' last game in the old stadium, the very last game in the old stadium. We played against the Baltimore Ravens. T.O. was on the sidelines. T.O. was on the sidelines trying to pump the team up. Let's go, guys. Let's go. We can turn this shit around. I'm sitting there like close enough to hear him saying, Let's get this together. Let's get this together. He's hyping them up, going up and down the line, talking to players, trying to hype them up. When I go to my hotel room and watch SportsCenter after we lose that game, they said that Terrell Owens was a cancer to the team because he was on the sidelines berating the players, yelling at players. But I was there at the game and saw him trying to encourage players, and I saw the same exact thing, but they put their own narrative on it. So I don't believe all that shit they said about Terrell Owens.
James, yes.
So
I agree 1,000%. Just because Donovan McNabb wasn't a competitor don't mean that T.O. was the problem.
So you don't believe you don't believe
T.O.
T.O. got in the fight?
In the middle of a fucking Super Bowl.
You don't believe T.O. got in the fight in the locker room?
First of all, look, J-Man, it's like this. It's like this. We started out this convo with competitive-ass people. Tonya Harding, even though she had somebody beat up, I get it. We talk about MJ. We talk about LeBron. We can talk about Kobe. All those guys, man. Those guys who want to win will do anything to win. When T.O. came back, all the shit they said about T.O., I heard it. But when that fool came back after that foot injury, like 7 weeks before he was supposed to play and had 200+ yards receiving, that told me all I needed to know about T.O. and what his goal was on a football team. So
it's hard to know, man, because when they asked Randy Moss if he wanted T.O. on his team, Randy was like, nope.
That's because he listened to everybody else. That's because he listened to everybody else. Everybody wanted to deal with Donovan McNabb, the same dude that was throwing up, like, what's that movie where the kid was throwing up in the huddle? That's what Donovan McNabb was doing.
Sunday.
Willie Beeman.
Yeah, Willie Beeman.
Well,
He was throwing up like Willie Beeman, but we protected Donovan McNabb like he was some untouchable dude.
Well, dig it in, though. T.O. called the press over, so he can watch him work out.
You said what?
T.O. called the press over so they can watch him work out in his driveway. So what was that?
Why not?
What was that?
Why not? That's some diva stuff. But that don't mean he ain't a competitor.
I'm not saying he wasn't no competitor. All I'm saying is that it's certain things that's gonna hurt a team. It's gonna hurt a locker room. Y'all was just talking about locker room guys, and T.O. got into it wasn't even Donovan McNabb. He got into a fight with another. It was a linebacker. I can't remember his name. He got into a fight with a linebacker in his own locker room on his own team.
So J Mac, here's my thing. We talked about
going off. They got on teams. I don't care, but I'll kick all they. What is that?
We talked about reputation as well. And here's the thing. You think he's the only person ever got in a goddamn fight in the locker room with another player? That's the most ridiculous thing I've heard in my life. And the thing about it is they spun it that way. They spun it that way because it was T.O. That's the only reason it got spun that way. All them other fights that happen in the locker room, you don't even hear about. But you know, goddamn what they have.
J Mac, and you ain't say nothing where MJ was stealing off on Steve Kerr. Cut it out.
Hey, we didn't hear about it till years later. We didn't hear about it till years later. What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Hey, Steve Kerr said that made the relationship better.
Right. Because guess what?
I don't think so.
Because guess what? Steve Kerr swung back. It ain't like he just stood there and took it.
Oh, he took it.
No, Steve Kerr swung back. Now, I heard about all that. So
he missed. He ain't connect.
I don't know. So all I know is Steve didn't just take it flat-footed.
I didn't even know he swung back. I thought he got slapped on the floor.
No, he swung back. So.
You telling me MJ, the greatest shooter, he's running a 4.2. He's the best passer, best rebounder, best defensive player.
Shut up, Randy. Shut up.
He hit little Steve Kerr and couldn't knock him out? Come on now.
Man, shut up, Randy.
Hey, look here, man. We're gonna
probably at 3 hours.
Yeah, we're gonna bring this to close because we over 2 hours here, bro. So
yeah, we ain't even pay the bills. We ain't had no TV commercials or shit.
Right. So your final thoughts and closing thoughts?
Hey, I'll say I appreciate the time. I like the fire that some of us came with tonight. It was pretty nice. Looking around and seeing all the facial expressions had me dying in the background. But it was pretty cool, man, to get everybody's take on thing in an environment where everybody's cool with each other. I appreciate it.
It's all, man. Yeah, it's all sports, man. Sports is banter, and I mean none of us are playing professional. We just talk trash.
Yeah, this one was pretty good. This probably was my favorite one of the ones that I've been on myself. And that's probably because, Kyan, and then you got Boo with his dumb shit. So
It's probably the best one we've been on right here. For me, anyway, personal.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I enjoyed the conversation from Harding to Bulls to LeBron and this era, the Warriors. 73 team don't mean nothing to me. They ain't got no ring, so I'm gonna leave it at that.
Where Kyan at?
No, he had to drop off. He
Oh, okay.
run somewhere. So yeah, that's okay. We're good. So yeah, it's been good, fellas, and we'll drop this video on YouTube, and I'll post it later on.
Yes, sir.
All right, fellas.
All right,
Be
then.
easy.
Y'all be easy, man.
All right.
Yeah, a good one.
Later.